Hey everyone, Mike McClary here, along with Dan Ashburn from amazing.com. I want to welcome you to tonight's workshop webinar, depending upon where you're at. It could be morning, could be evening, could be afternoon. Dan, you are in where? Dubai, I believe, right now?
I am in Dubai and it's just gone midnight. So it's definitely night for me.
So a little late there for Dan. I'm here near St. Louis, Missouri, just actually outside in Illinois. But we got a lot of great content for you today. We'll be talking all about building a business and how to actually get paid from one of the world's biggest online e-commerce companies to help you get your business going as well. But first, want to make sure everyone here can hear and see us. So if you don't mind, drop us a note. Let us know where it is that you are joining us from, and also let us know that you can see and hear us just fine. So I'm going to pop on over. I already see that Zakara can see us just fine, has asked a question. We have Lavna Ashran, we have Samarin from New York City, we have Benjamin from San Salvador, Aza from the Maldives, oh, Wendy from Honolulu, wish I was there right now. Nestle says, yes, I can hear you. So yeah, everyone, we're coming in just great. Awesome. Thank you so much. The questions are coming in like crazy. Otherwise, I would call off every one of your names. But you know what? Let's get right in to why we're all here tonight. First, I want to introduce myself to you. My name's Mike McClary. I am, from amazing.com. I've been really in this business now for about 8 or 9 years. Sold over $15 million worth of products. I actually sold over $250,000 in a single day, and I did that twice. So it's been a really amazing time for me in this business. Been able to speak to over 14,000 people from on stage. Was able to share that stage with people like Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, also Dave Osprey from Bullet. And there's so many other people. And then was able to also co-host a webinar with Amazon, helping our students actually launch their businesses in Europe. Been able to travel a lot of really amazing places, all because of the business model that I'm involved in. I have also taught over 30,000 people how to join this business. And I'm here today really to help you learn how to build this business as well. And so is Dan, and he's gonna do a lot of the training tonight. Now for you though, there's probably 2 reasons why you might be here. One might be that you're here to win $1,000 in cash. And that's totally fine. If you're here to have a chance, we're gonna give away one lucky person who's here at the end of the workshop, $1,000. We'll be drawing a name completely randomly from those who are still here. Then it's totally fine if you're here for that reason. I know that I can use extra 1,000, so that's totally a great reason to be here. However, there's another reason why I hope you're here as well, and that's to learn how to build your own profitable business. And once you see what we're here to show you tonight, you'll learn that that is worth far more than $1,000. So hopefully you'll be taking notes throughout this entire presentation so that when we're done here, starting tomorrow, the weekend, whenever it is, you can actually start taking action and building your business. Now, speaking of taking notes, here are some house clean notes for everyone here. The training's gonna last about an hour and a half, but we're also going to have a Q&A that's worth about, 30 minutes to 1 hour. It really depends on how many questions everyone here has. Feel free, though, to ask questions throughout the entire workshop. We got some people in the back end. We have Rich Henderson, one of our chief mentors for all of our students, who'll be answering questions as they come in. We also have Sonia, who's the head of our customer success. She'll be helping answer any kind of technical questions as well. So feel free to ask those questions. If we don't get to all the questions during the presentation, we'll hold some of those until the end and try to have a Q&A and cover all of them or as many as we can at the very end as well. Now, again, as I mentioned, the prize here for one lucky attendee will be $1,000 in cash. And we will be announcing that live on the call when we get into the Q&A. So we want to make sure you guys stick around. That's the whole point of the $1,000, which is stick around, get everything you can out of the training and the workshop, and then we'll be drawing at random when we get to the Q&A for one lucky winner to get $1,000. Now, if any of you are here because you saw the emails we sent out, maybe when you signed up for this webinar, you saw that we're talking about how a company's actually paying people to sell on their platform. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, why would any company do that? We haven't seen that happen before, but it's a really great time in order to take advantage of this. And that company we're talking about is Amazon. And if you haven't heard of them, I know you have, you're on here. They're the world's largest online retailer. They were founded, it's hard to believe, almost 30 years ago in 1994 by Jeff Bezos. Originally, they sold only books. They expanded very quickly to millions of products. Then they went international, started selling not just in the US, but all around the world. Then they launched Amazon Prime service back in 2005. When that happened, a lot of people thought that Amazon was crazy, offering free delivery for all of their customers. But Amazon had a plan. They lost a lot of money doing that early on, but their plan was to get customers wanting to buy from their site, knowing they can get all their products shipped for free and shipped fast. And while that definitely, cost them a lot of money for several years, as we can see now, it has totally paid off because they're now the most valuable online retailer by market cap when you look at them, which is just crazy to think how fast they've grown in less than 30 years. Now, we're heading into the holiday season. And if you look at how Amazon did last quarter, they did $125.5 billion all during the holiday quarter. So last October, November, and December, which is about $25 billion more than what they did the year before. And now a lot of that might have been driven because of the holidays. A lot of that also was driven because of the pandemic and the growth. If you look at not only the revenue, the way they've grown, their profits have skyrocketed during the pandemic as well. And what that tells me, and a lot of people in this industry as well, is that not only is Amazon, do they know how to grow their business, they know how to do it as smart as possible as well, because revenue doesn't mean anything at the end of the day unless you're also growing profits. And as you can see in this graph right here, they've been growing profits consistently. And so there's every reason to expect that this fourth quarter that we are now in will be another record-setting both revenue and profits year for Amazon. Now, when you think of Amazon compared to all the other retailers out there, here in the United States where I'm at, Walmart's still really big, Target still is really big, Best Buy, more of like an electronics retailer. We think of them as being big companies, but when you compare them to Amazon, they don't really even compare. Amazon has over 41% of the US e-commerce market. And even though Walmart, as big as they are with their footprint of physical stores, they're only just over 7% compared to Amazon. This chart actually has the top 10 different US retailers that are selling on e-commerce. I only got down to the top 7 because it doesn't even mean anything statistically for numbers 8, 9, and 10. Millions and millions of dollars revenue-wise, they do okay, but compared to Amazon, they do not do hardly anything at all. Walmart, eBay, and Apple are the only ones even come close, and Amazon still beats them by at least 6 to 7 times what they're doing revenue-wise. Now, if you don't really know the history of Amazon and you're wondering why they've grown so fast, it's really all because of one thing. It's their customer obsession. There's a quote from Jeff Bezos. He says, we're not only competitor obsessed, we're customer obsessed. We start with what the customer needs, and then they work their ways backwards. By doing this, this has allowed them to build a thriving, raving base of customers that always go to Amazon when they want to first make a purchase of just about everything. As a matter of fact, 9 out of 10 customers, they search on Amazon for a product even after they found it somewhere else. You could be in Walmart, Target, or around the Midwest, we have Menards. You could be at any kind of big box store, and a lot of people will then go and look up the product on Amazon. Maybe not just to look for the price, but at least to look at the reviews on there, because they've come to trust Amazon so much that that's where they go to get their information on what products they want to buy, even if for some reason they're not buying it from Amazon. Now, for the past 27 years, like I mentioned, Amazon has been customer focused, and that's how they've grown so fast and so well and so profitably. But you may be wondering, what about the sellers? There were a time when for those of us who were selling on Amazon, didn't feel that they really cared about the sellers nearly as much as they did the customers. And Amazon would probably be the first to tell you, 5, 10 years ago, customers were absolutely the #1 focus. But over the past 3 to 5 years, those of us selling have seen a change from Amazon, where they now really are thinking more about the sellers because they know that sellers play such a big component of their business. We make up over half of all their sales on their platform. So Amazon has definitely started rewarding the sellers. And that kind of ties in to the whole theme of this about them paying sellers to sell in there. But to do that, I want to bring in Dan Ashburn. You already saw a quick picture of him when he popped up early on, but he built a $2.5 million per month e-com store at the age of 20. Now he's doing over 100 million a year when they look at all the businesses he's involved with. I was able to meet him at one of the many events we've had over the past 3 or 4 years. He operates multiple businesses. The guy's busier than anyone I know. He hardly sleeps at all because he loves what he's doing. He also manages millions of dollars specifically on Amazon for clients. And he's the leader of a private invite-only mastermind for top-level Amazon sellers. And when we want to know and need to know anything about launching and ranking a product, He is the expert about scaling and launching and growing your products on Amazon. So with that, I want to bring Dan in to talk about the sellers and exactly what Amazon's doing for them.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for having me here. Guys, I'm really looking forward to taking you through the next hour or so of this training. So I'm going to go ahead and take control of the screen here. So I'm going to change the presenter across to me and take control of this screen. Awesome. And show my screen. You guys should be able to see why Amazon on the screen. Can you go ahead and give me some feedback in the questions box? Let me know you can see that. Let me know you can see me. Let me know you can hear me. And we're going to get rolling here in just a second. Mike, you seeing that coming through okay? Yeah, yep, awesome. I got everyone in the chat box. Sweet. So one more point here, and I want to really quickly raise this, why myself, Mike, and all of our community love Amazon, and why we've trained and helped so many people with this, and why they start on Amazon. And that is quite simple. Amazon brings you customers. It's not like when you create your own website where you need to sort of create the website, build your own traffic, bring your own customers to that store. Amazon already has all of those customers. Amazon hosts your website, and Amazon even ships your products for you. So basically, it's because Amazon does a lot so that you have to do so little. Now, we're going to talk through exactly what that looks like here in the next hour or so. But before we do, just to run down the model, Amazon has already created an incredible platform that makes starting a highly profitable business with virtually unlimited potential. There are brands building into the hundreds of millions and being valued into the billions that are being built purely on Amazon's customer base and Amazon's platform. And they've been perfecting this model for decades. So this is how it works. You release a brand of products on Amazon's platform. The customer then orders those products. You resupply those products from your manufacturer, often in China or locally in the United States if you're in the US, or local in the platform that you're selling in. And Amazon takes care of the rest. This means that Amazon are receiving and storing your products. They're collecting customer payments. They're picking your products. They're packing your products into boxes, shipping your products to your customers, handling all of those product returns, having most of the customer services, so any customer service around returns or anything, Amazon handle for you. And then they pay you every 2 weeks or so via a direct deposit straight into your bank account, and they even run some advertising for you. Now, more recently, Mike just mentioned Amazon are now starting to pay us as sellers on Amazon to bring in those sales from other platforms like Google or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, all these social platforms, because they're looking to acquire more customers onto their platform. So they're even doing more for sellers by paying us to bring in those new eyeballs, bring in those new traffic onto the platform. Now, depending on the category that we sell in, the average is 10%, but most of the time you'll find that the products that you're going to discover here sell in home and kitchen, pet supplies, toys and games, and that comes in at 10% with a couple of variances depending on the category. But Amazon are now paying us as Amazon sellers, as third-party sellers, an extra 10% of the sale just for bringing that customer in from an external source. So by building up a small social media following on Instagram, or some subscribers on YouTube, or driving some paid advertising from somewhere like Google, we're now getting paid extra by Amazon to bring those sales in. And this really just shows you Amazon's commitment towards helping small business owners and brand owners really leverage Amazon as a platform. And it's a win-win relationship. Amazon get more customers, we make more profit, and joining those two things together, it creates a complete new untapped potential for growing these brands on Amazon. Now, primarily, we focus on Amazon.com. Amazon.com is the largest Amazon marketplace. It has the most shoppers, it has the most shopping demand, and where the most shopping demand lives is where the most opportunity for those who own a physical products brand and sell on Amazon, because with more sales comes more demand, and with more sales comes more revenue and more profit. Now, you may be thinking, before we jump into this, can I sell from my country? And I'm going to cut to the end and let you know exactly what to expect. Yes, you can. More recently, earlier in this year, Amazon actually updated the rules around this and updated the list of the countries that you can sell on Amazon.com with. And it's easier to tell you the countries that you can't sell from than it is to say the countries you can sell from, because there are only 7 countries that you can't sell from. So unless you live in one of these 7 countries there, and the one at the bottom there is cut off, but unless you live in one of these 7 countries, you are completely fine, completely okay to sell on Amazon.com. So with that, I want to show you how to make thousands of dollars by releasing products on Amazon, something that myself, Mike, Rich in the background, all of our mentors supporting, and thousands of people that we've helped with this business have been doing for a few years now into the millions of dollars. So let me know you can hear me, let me know you can see me, drop it in the chat box, and we'll go through the 4-step process to launching a product on Amazon, generating profits, and how you can scale that into the millions of dollars. And later in the call, we also will be joined by a good friend of ours who's been very successful in this business, who will share his story and what he's learned in building his brand onto the Inc. 5000 list, leveraging the power of Amazon. So guys, the 4-step process is this. Step 1, we need to choose a product. And in a moment, Mike's going to take you through a very effective and simplified way of picking a product that leverages the power of technology to pick out products that we know have the profit that we're looking to generate. Step 2, we then need to go and find someone to create that product for us. This is known as a manufacturer, and this process is known as sourcing. So we're going to go and source a manufacturer for the product. Step 3, we then need to launch the product. So it's not enough just to put the product on Amazon. We have to go through some marketing activity to make sure that product shows up when customers are searching for it on Amazon. And then step 4, we're going to show you the step-by-step process to scaling this business and multiplying those profits to really any level that you determine, providing you follow the step-by-step process. So Mike, with that, we're going to hand over control, and you're going to go through product selection and show everyone exactly what they need to do when it comes to picking a product to sell on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and give you back presenter there.
All right, I got it already.
Sweet.
And then what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm going to be doing, go through a few slides. However, I'm also going to be doing something that we don't normally do. I'm going to actually go live and do some real screen sharing, showing you some stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always work out the way we want it to because it's live, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway because I think it makes it more real. But in order to make that easier, I'm going to turn off my camera. That'll help me, and then kind of get back to what we're talking about. So yes, Dan talked about the 4 steps here. First one, of course, is choosing your product. And choosing the product all comes down to finding a good product opportunity. And the one thing that everything starts off with in this business is figuring out what exactly makes a good product opportunity. And over the years, we figured out that there's 4 different aspects of a good product opportunity. The first is it has to be a physical product. We've looked at, Kindle books, we've looked at digital gift cards, digital music. We also looked at other things like games and such. Those don't really work in this business model. I'm sure that some people do very well with them, a smaller group, but from our experience, a physical product is really where it's at. And physical products have been around for thousands of years, and they're still going strong, still the best way to build a product. So that's a first factor of a good product opportunity. Next, you have to be able to private label that product. Now, I know that when I started out in 2013, I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea that it could be done. And now that I know what it is, I realize just how simple it actually is. Let me kind of explain it to you. So take a look at this picture right here. These are these car holders. They're also chargers and car holders all in one. And all 3 of them look pretty much the same. And the only difference really, if you look at them, is the logo that's at the top of these. So what has happened are these products are manufactured probably maybe by the same manufacturer, maybe by a handful of manufacturers for these over in China. And the main difference, other than maybe the design or color, is that the private label sellers or people like us have had their own logo put on these products. That makes them a unique private label product. And a lot of the products that you guys buy out there right now that we buy all the time, they're private label. You don't even know it, but it's pretty simple to do and actually make. Another example right here, these 3 shower heads, they look to me, when I looked at the pictures, I thought they were the exact same pictures, but they're a little different because each of them as well have a different logo on there. Now, having a different logo isn't the only way that you can make a product different. You can change some of the features, you can give it different packaging, different instructions, things like that. But in general, you're taking the same type of product and then creating your own brand out of it with some very small tweaks to that product, maybe as simple as a logo, maybe as something a little bit more as adding a feature or so. But being able to private label it is important because you don't want to resell the exact same thing. Example I always use is laundry detergent. Let's say Tide laundry detergent. If you go look on Amazon, you'll see 50 different people selling the exact same bottle of Tide laundry detergent. That is a formula for disaster because they're all fighting for the lowest price. Profit margins are low, if anything, and you only get what's called the buy box once every 50 sales or so. So when you private label, however, you have your own brand, your own product, and you own what's called the buy box, which means that anytime someone clicks on your product, they are buying from you and they're getting your branded product. So being able to private label it is a must. And again, it's really simple to do. Now, you also want to make sure that your products have two other things. They have to be in high demand, but also still have room for competition. And that's kind of a balancing act. You want to have enough people wanting to buy that product, but not overwhelmed with sellers trying to sell the same product as well. And then the last thing, of course, none of this makes any sense unless you can make a good profit potential, because sales don't mean anything unless there's a healthy profit margin to be made. Now, these four different criteria for a, well, these are really kind of like the aspects of a good product opportunity. You may not know when you look at these, well, how to actually figure out what makes it a good product opportunity, especially if those second two, high demand, room for competition, good profit potential. That's where you really need to come up with specific criteria to identify that. And we have done this, and we're constantly refining our criteria, but I'm going to show you exactly what they are. We found that products that sell on Amazon between $17 and $100 seem to be some of the best ones to go for. If they're any cheaper than that, then it's really hard to make a profit. If they're any more expensive than that, it's really hard to get going for a small inventory investment, because when you're selling a product that costs over $100, you typically have to put in a lot of money to buy that inventory, and it can be really cost prohibitive to get going. Now, you also want to make sure that when you look at your competition, so if you are selling shower heads or you are selling those car holders, you want to make sure that the competition for the same type of product, you don't have anyone with, it has a BSR or what's called a best sellers rank of less than 100. A way to think of that, the BSR is one of Amazon's own ways of comparing products against another. And the lower the number means the more they're selling. So if you're looking at all shower heads, a BSR with a product with a BSR of 1 is the top selling, 2 the next best selling, 3 the next best selling, 5, 10, so forth. The higher the number, the less they sell. But we know that you may think, well, that's great, then I want a really low number, Mike. We know though that if you're selling a product that has a competitor with a BSR of less than 100, they're doing thousands of sales a day and it's crazy competitive. And we know that you would have a very hard time getting launched and competing with them. So what we like to do is look for products that have a BSR that with no competitors below 100. Now, speaking of your competitors, we also want to make sure that when you look for that product, you find 3 or more competitors that, well, first you want to make sure that the average reviews of the top 10 have less than 2,000, because anything more than that is competitive. But you also make sure that you have 3 or more competitors that meet the following. They're selling at least $5,000 a month. Each of those that are doing $5,000 a month have less than 500 reviews, and they've also been selling for longer than 60 days. And the reason we factor that in is because we want to make sure that it's not someone who just launched their product 2 weeks ago and they're ramping up sales and marketing, they're selling a ton every single day, when that's not really how they're doing. They don't have any history doing that. It's just a big launch at the beginning. We want to look and make sure that we have these 3 competitors doing significant revenue of over 5K. They don't have a ton of revenue, so it's don't have a ton of reviews, so it's under 500, but they've been around for at least 2 months, so they're not just someone going out there and launching. Now, in addition to finding 3 or more competitors doing that level of sales and with those level of reviews, you also want to find 1 more that is selling at least $10,000 a month, has less than 900 reviews, and has also been selling for longer than 60 days. Now, we also mentioned profit, and then we want to make sure that you can at least get a profit margin of 25% or more. That allows you enough room to still do some marketing and advertising and still bring home a healthy profit margin. And then another thing we look at is also what's called ROI, or return on investment. So for every dollar that you spend, how much do you get back in profit? And what we like to look for is a minimum of 75%. Now, if you're looking at this feel free to take a screenshot, but don't stress about it either. I went through all this in detail, and I'm going to show you how to quickly find products that match this criteria. But we just want you to know, what do we look for in the background using our years and years of experience when we're really trying to narrow down to the best product opportunities. And this criteria right here has been developed and updated over time, so we know that this is a way to find a good product. Don't worry about how you're going to calculate it. I'm going to show you how shortly. What I do want to do is talk a little bit about profits, because there are different definitions of profit margins. Let me show you what we consider profit margin. The profit margin is the percentage of profit that you make from every single sale of your product, and the formula for that would simply be the profit in dollars over the sales price, and that percentage tells your profit margin. So in a real world example, if you're selling a product for $40 on Amazon and your profit is $10, then that profit margin is 25%, or 10 divided by 40. And that's the minimum that we look for. Now, the return on the investment, it always helps me to kind of see a real example. Again, this is how much money you make back depending upon how much you've spent to have the product manufactured and ready for sale. And the way we calculate that is the profit in dollars and divided by what we call the landed cost. And the landed cost may sound complicated, but all it really is what does it take to get that product made and sent to Amazon and be ready for sale? So it's going to include what you pay your supplier, what you pay to have that product shipped all the way from wherever your supplier is at to Amazon, and then any duties or taxes. Because when we sell in the United States here, most of the products have some form of duties you have to pay the government as well. But those things added up, supplier costs, shipping, and duties, that's your landed cost. Now, a real world example, again, using the exact same numbers, is that if the profit we're making is $10 on every unit we sell, and our landed cost is $12.50, then the ROI is 80%, which is 10 divided by $12.50. So this would be a really healthy profit. 25% profit margin is what we talked about before, and also a healthy ROI of 80%. That's what we like to see when we're looking for products. So again, if you look at all this criteria right here, I know it kind of is a little overwhelming, and you're probably thinking, how on earth are you going to apply each of these criteria? We used to do this manually. It still made sense because the payoff of finding a product that met it all was well worth it. Going through the days and weeks to find those kind of products definitely worked, was in your benefit, because once you found them, then you had a great product opportunity. But it has gotten a little more competitive on Amazon. It's harder to find these products. So what we did is we worked with a software company called Zoof in order to help speed up the process. And as a matter of fact, we're heavily invested in Zoof, so that we saw the potential for what they have, that we will be becoming part owners of Zoof very shortly here as well. That's how much faith we have in this company. Now, if you want to try out Zoof, here's how you can do it. I ask you to write down the link at the bottom, www.zoof.com/14free. Don't go to it right now, because I want to make sure you see all the training. I don't want you to miss out on any of the training here. Just write that down later tonight when we're done, or tomorrow. Then go there and try it out. It's a 14-day free trial. You do have to enter your credit card, just letting you know that. But as long as you cancel even 13 days from now, you won't be charged a dime, and you can try out exactly what I'm going to show you right here. Now, I'm going to show you how to find some products right now, and we're going to do it 2 different ways. And I'm going to show you why 2 different ways in a second, but let me go ahead and turn off the slides here and show you the first way that we're going to do this. You should see my screen right now with Amazon on it, and it'll have Amazon's best sellers list. And this is one way to find products. And here is how we've done it in the past. So you go to Amazon, you go to the best sellers, then you look at all the departments, and the first thing you want to do is not look at the ones that we talked about that aren't physical products. So for example, apps and games, completely ignore those. Audible books, ignore those as well. CD and vinyl music, you don't want those. You also don't want gift cards as well. But anything that's a physical product is fair game. So we'd like to start thinking about, what is it that you like? What are you interested in? So for example, let's say that I have kids. Mine are older now, but when I was raising kids, I really enjoyed all the different products that we would buy to, make our lives easier and keep them safe. So if I was interested in creating a baby line, I might go into the best sellers list for baby. Then that would pull up these other categories over here. I could go into car seats. Maybe I could go into safety. I know our house all of our doors were locked up. We had pad guards everywhere so our kids would be safe. So that's something I remember. And then also crib netting. This did not exist when we were raising our kids, kids, but as you drill down in these categories, you finally get to the lowest level category. So this looks like this is a unique product. Like crib netting now is a product on Amazon, and this might be a product that I'm interested in. And so what we'd want to do then is evaluate this opportunity. Our crib netting, is that a good product opportunity? Now with Zoof, after you install it, you're going to get access to what's called the Opportunity Analyzer. I already have Zoof installed up here. I would click on this from any search that I do of products. I would open up the Opportunity Analyzer, and then what's happening in the background? Zoof is going through all the criteria that we talked about before, looking to make sure those products are priced $17 to $100, making sure that there's no competitors in this page with a BSR of under 100, making sure that there are at least 3 that are selling $5,000 a month with less than 500 reviews and selling for over 60 days, and then making also sure that there's at least 1 selling $10,000 a month with less than 900 reviews, selling for more than 60 days as well. So this is doing a ton of the research that we need to do in the background. We're not done yet. This doesn't mean that this is a good product opportunity yet. This is just a way to kind of quickly determine if this one might be. The next step that we'll want to do, the one thing that the software tool of Zoof can't do, one thing that Amazon doesn't do very well as well, is make sure that we're really looking at the same types of products. So if I wanted to make sure that I'm really comparing just crib netting, I want to remove anything on this page that's not crib netting. And an easy way to do that is to click on this little button right here, which is going to show the images instead of all the names. And so as I go down here, I can see, yep, this looks like crib netting, the thing you put over a crib. This does not, though. This is a pack and play. So it's not in the exact same type of product. So I want to remove this from the analysis. And the tool makes it really simple. I click on the X, and this gets taken out of the analysis. This right here is a playpen. So that with actually these little gates you put up, that's nothing to do with what we're looking for. So I remove that as well. And then I keep going down. I see a couple more pack and plays. I'm going to remove those from the analysis, remove those, remove this, until we're finally left with just crib netting. Each one of these is actually crib netting. And the way to tell whether or not this meets our criteria as far as the competition goes is to make sure that this blue light is on right here, which indicates that this is a good potential starter product for us. It meets all the criteria. We don't know yet about profit margin or ROI. Dan's going to show you how to find suppliers and get true costs for these, because right now Zoof's just estimating. He's going to show you how to get true costs for these, and then you factor that in to a special calculator is going to show you, and that will then tell you if it meets our 25% profit margin or not. But by going through all the different categories on Amazon, finding those that are of interest to you, and then using the Zoof tool and removing those that are not the same type of products, you will know whether or not this is a good potential opportunity. A lot of products, most of the products as you go through on Amazon won't be. So this tool allows you to quickly go through them. And if this starter light is blue right here, this little light bulb, this means that it's met what we call our depth of market criteria, and it's a good potential product. What I would do, put this onto a spreadsheet or a notepad, and then I would continue on with the next step that Dan is going to show you shortly. Again, the goal is to get 3 to 5 products at least that Zoof says are good potential product opportunities, and then move on to the next phase of looking for suppliers and determining whether or not the product is going to have a good profit potential or not. Now, this is one way. We're leveraging software using the Zoof, this Chrome extension that you click on to tell you whether or not these products are good opportunities. It's a good way to do that if you have any ideas for products, but we're going to show you one other way quickly as well. Zoof also has what's called a product spotlight tool. It does what we just did kind of en masse. Every couple of days, it goes through all those categories and runs the exact same search that we did in order to see which products, based upon its criteria, are potential good product opportunities as well. It's pretty simple. So if you get access to the 14-day trial of Zoof, you'll go click on the spotlight. This little walkthrough will show up. You simply hit the next button. You put in your budget. This is your overall launch budget, which includes buying the product from your supplier and also getting it shipped to Amazon. So how much money do you really need to spend for your first inventory order? We recommend getting at least 500 units. In general, you're probably going to need to spend about $2,500 to $5,000 on inventory to get going for your first product. It could be more than that, but you can put in anywhere as low as $1,000 up to $100,000 on here. What I like to do to start out like at $10,000, this does not commit you in any way or form to spending $10,000 on your first inventory order. This is just going to give you access to more products that might be good opportunities. But once you give it whatever your budget is, click on next, Then you get to click some categories. I'm going to click baby, like we saw there. Going to click, let's see, patio, home and garden, office products. I like those because so many people like myself, you probably saw me here, I work out of a home office, so I'm going to pick those. Then I'll pick kitchen and dining and home and kitchen because Amazon, for some reason, has 2 different categories that have kitchen in it. But you can pick up to 5, and then you click on find opportunities. And then Zoof is going through its entire database in order to find those products that it has found meet its product depth of market criteria. Now, keep in mind, think of this as getting pre-qualified for a home mortgage. It doesn't mean that these products are absolutely 100% dead guaranteed to be a good product opportunity. You still have to go through and do what we just did. So for example, I see some interesting things, padfolios. I've never heard of that. I know what a portfolio, I don't know what a padfolio is, but Zoof says it may be a good opportunity. If you click on this, it is going to do a search automatically for you. It's going to pull up all these products, and I see now I know what a padfolio is. It's something like with a leather-bound case with some places for pens and paper on the inside. So it looks pretty interesting. I imagine a lot of people going back into the workforce, working home, might be using these. So I'm going to run the Zoof Opportunity Analyzer again. Click on Open. It's once again going to go through and do all the analysis and tell me if that blue starter light pops up, if it's a good product opportunity. And this one does, so it says that it is. I also want to make sure that we're truly looking at just the same types of products. So I'm going to click on those 4 buttons. That's just to show it in grid view. These all do look like padfolios. They don't look anything different. Not saying anything like that's a set of pencils or something that's a calculator. They look like the same product. So this one would be a good opportunity to add to my list. Again, doesn't mean yet it meets our profit criteria, but it's another one to add to the list for products. And I can go through any of these over here. Again, this Zoof is really looking at all the detailed subcategories on Amazon. Let me show an example where it has a hard time because Amazon doesn't give us all the details, but it's identified gel and ethanol fireplaces. When I click on that, and you'll pretty quickly see these are not all fireplaces. This is more of a lamp. These are fireplaces right there. This is really fuel for fireplaces, so not a fireplace at all. More different kinds of cans you can light. These are fuel. This is not a fireplace. This is one of the situations where, because Amazon doesn't have a unique enough category that's just truly for fireplaces, the results here aren't really going to give us what we want. So I would simply skip this one and then move on. But again, using Zoof's product spotlight is a great way to pre-qualify products that may be good potential product opportunities, add it to a spreadsheet, and then what you want to do is go on to the next step of doing supplier research. So with that, I'm going to bring Dan back on, who's going to show you the next step after you have these products of how to find good suppliers and make sure that the profit margin also meets our 25% minimum.
Awesome stuff, Mike. Okay, so guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and keep this camera off as well and keep you focused on so we can really dive into the exact steps we need to go into next. So step 2, once you've found this product, as Mike's demonstrated there, and the Zoof Spotlight tool really has sped this entire process up. We used to sit manually scouring Amazon, doing all those calculations to find these products. But what Mike and the team at Zoof have been able to produce really does make life easier. But once we've found those products that meet criteria and we're confident of good starter products, it's now time to go ahead and validate those numbers and also find good manufacturers that we're confident can produce a good quality product for us to sell on Amazon. So step 2 is to go ahead and source that product. Who here is familiar with Alibaba? Give me a yes in the questions box if you're familiar with Alibaba. If you're not, Alibaba is the world's largest online directory of manufacturers all across factories all across the world. Now, with a primarily China focus, a lot of the factories you will find are based in China, but there's also India, Thailand, Vietnam. There's even US-based suppliers on Alibaba now. So as you can see, what we've done is if you go to alibaba.com, at the top of the search bar here, you'll see I've typed in one of the products that Mike pulled out, which was the leather business portfolio with zipper. So the exact product we're looking for. And as you can see, I'm seeing results here, very relevant to some of the examples there pulled through. Now, what you'll see very quickly, if I go ahead and pull through the arrow here, is on the listing, the factories will give you an indication of what the type of price point is for that product, how many the minimum order quantity is, so in this case 500 pieces, And then you can see some other details about that factory. So they've been on Alibaba 7 years. They have some good reviews, they're verified. And further down here, I also selected a number of qualifications and certifications that really make sure these factories are good quality suppliers. So once I've done that, I've found a couple of factories that I like the look of, and I've got an idea of the pricing. You can also, if you're doing local products, anything that goes on your body or in your body, you can also source locally, and you should source locally. And you can do that by going to Google, typing private label collagen powder, for example, if you're doing collagen powder, but adding the words private label to the products that you're looking for. That's going to bring up lots of local suppliers, local to your country, in this case, the US, that will produce those products locally. And this is typically things like supplements, vitamins, beauty creams and products, any dog pet foods, anything that goes in the body, you'll want to have made locally, and you can do that on Google. But primarily we're going to Alibaba and we're searching for that keyword to then go ahead and find that price. Now, once we have that price, you open up Google and you search for the Amazon FBA revenue calculator. Amazon FBA revenue calculator. You might want to write that piece down. Now, once you've done that, on the right-hand side where it says Amazon fulfillment, we're going to enter the target sale price of that product. So this business portfolio here is currently selling on Amazon at $25.95. We're then going to enter the cost of the product. So I've taken that $5.25. And then I've also added $4 shipping for this product to the US. Shipping's a bit more expensive right now, coming out the back of everything with the pandemic and shipping lines being congested. So allowed a couple extra dollars than we normally would for the product. But even so, after doing that, $5.25 on the cost base, $4 estimate on the shipping, a selling price of $25.95, and then factoring in Amazon's fees there, you can see their selling fees sit around 15%, so $3.89. And then the fulfillment for this product is the pick and pack fee at $5.68. At the bottom there, you can see this product, for every sale it makes, will make $6.73 before advertising, or 25, almost 26%. And if we can negotiate that price down further with the supplier, or shipping comes in cheaper than $4, which I'm confident on this product it actually would, that percentage at the bottom there increases. Now, if we spend a few dollars on advertising, you get an idea for the profit available in your products that you've been researching, and providing it kind of meets that 25% minimum margin that we're looking for, then we're happy that this is a viable opportunity, because Zoofa's told us that the market's viable, it's not too competitive. You can manually check it against that criteria that might present it, and then validating the cost of that product against the Amazon FBA revenue calculator, we can then see how much profit potential is in this product if we can hit these numbers in sourcing, and as you can see there, in shipping. And as I said, I've gone a bit high on the shipping here, so you could easily optimize that down. Now, it's really important to note that on Amazon, you must sell high quality products. There is no longevity in just taking a poor quality product and putting it on Amazon, because the review engine on Amazon is what drives the sales on Amazon, and that product will quickly disappear based on poor quality reviews, because ultimately happy customers equal more sales. And you must also create and own the brand. You're not selling someone else's brand, so you're not going on and selling Apple AirPods or an iPhone, or selling Hue lights, Philips Hue lights. The whole point of this whole model, and the reason it works so well, is that you are creating your own brand, and therefore you own all of the sales through that product on Amazon. No one else is selling your product. So if we talk about own brand, you can see on this business portfolio here, the brand name Cassini. All that means is that the brand owner has created that name, checked there wasn't a trademark on it, and then created a logo and had that brand produced on the product that they wanted to release, in this case, the business portfolio. So when thinking about creating a brand, you must think of potential brand names for your market. Think about the outcome the market's looking to get, or think about your customer and the language they use, and just come up with a brand name that really kind of aligns. Don't overthink this. It's really not something you should overthink. Just check that you can get a .com domain for it. If you can't get the exact .com, then you can add the word store or shop or brand or official to your brand name to get that .com. And then a quick Google search, you're going to search for trademarks and just quickly check that someone else hasn't trademarked that brand name, as we're going to need to trademark it to unlock some features on Amazon that we're going to use for marketing. So it's really important to quickly check the trademark database in the USA. You can find that via Google. Quick Google search and just check that no one else owns the trademark. If they do, just move on and think of a different brand name. And then head over to a website like Fiverr.com, where for sort of $15, $20, you can have a logo designed, or 99designs.com for a couple $100. For a few $100, you can have some more professional logos produced. And then working with your factory or your manufacturer, often they will do the product's packaging design for you. Now, if you do have the budget to go over to Fiverr and spend a few extra dollars on a designer, highly recommend you designing your own packaging. You can even get your packaging design free, just working with the factory to place the necessary information on that packaging. So there's a quick guide on creating a brand. But the point and the purpose of this is we want to own all of the sales that go through that product on Amazon. And the way we do that is we own the brand. So there's not other sellers selling that brand of products on Amazon. And you'll notice when you go on Amazon and search for a popular brand, you'll see it'll say available by 20 different companies or 25 different sellers. And what that means is each one of those sellers is competing for those sales. If you own the brand 100%, no one's competing for your sales because no one else has the permission to sell your product. And that's really the secret sauce that makes this whole business model work. So once we've sourced it, it's then time to launch it. So we've spoken to a factory in China, we've ordered samples, we understand the process and how much that's going to cost, and we're ready to place that order. Once you place that order, it's very easy to do so. You just talk to the suppliers via the Alibaba messaging system, kind of like Facebook Messenger. And you've received that, it's time to go ahead and launch it on Amazon. You need to get it to show up for sale on Amazon. It's not enough just to kind of create a listing and then just hope sales will come. We have to complete some marketing activity to make that product show up in the search results so that when someone, a shopper, is searching Amazon for the products that you sell, your product comes up in the search results. They click on your product and then go ahead and purchase it. So as you can see here in this example, the search term at the top there, business portfolio with zipper, the aim of the game is to get your product to show up in the search results on Amazon. Similar to the way that Google works and you have websites that show up in the Google results, swap out the website for the product. We're just making the product show up in Amazon's search engine. And that's the game. We're looking for your product to show up here. Now to do this, we have a very tried and tested launch formula that is responsible for millions and millions and millions of dollars in sales on Amazon. And this four-step process is like this. So step one, you need to discover the best search terms for your product. So you don't want your product to show up for any old search terms on Amazon. You want your product to show up for the search terms that shoppers are using to buy the product. And each search term has different demands. There's more people searching some search terms than others. And we have to find out what search terms are generating those sales. Once we've done that, we then create a powerful product listing where we include all of those search terms so that Amazon knows that our listing and our product is relevant for those searches. And then step three, we then use those same search terms in advertising to start paying Amazon to show our products up at the top of the search results and start generating those clicks onto our listing and start generating those sales. The more sales we get, the further up the ranks our product shows. And as soon as we start showing towards page one for those search terms, we start generating more and more sales. The more sales we generate, the higher in the results we show, and the Amazon flywheel, as we call it, goes round. And step four, we will drive targeted sales with what we call cashback offers. And this is a great way of launching as it creates momentum for your products, it creates those initial sales for your products, and it also gets you those first few customers on your products that Amazon wants to see to start showing your product in the search results. So when it comes to discovering the best keywords, what you will notice on Amazon is when you search for a product that you're looking to purchase, like this business portfolio here, you will notice in the title of each one of those products that sellers are using similar words. So if I bring up my pointer here, you can see here, vegan leather business portfolio with zipper. Now you notice how I searched Amazon business portfolio with zipper. The seller here is very strategically placed that in the title, as that tells Amazon that this product is relevant for that. And you'll notice through looking through other products, you'll also see other things like, there's another one, look, vegan leather business portfolio with zipper. So we can start seeing trends of keywords that sellers are using on Amazon and brand owners are using, and we start writing those down. You'll also see them in their product listings as well. So if you look at the bullet points here, vegan leather folder, you'll see a number of what we call keywords showing up in their bullet points. And this tells you that if these sellers who are doing very well with their products on Amazon are showing up in the bullet points and their titles, then they are keywords that we should also be considering. Another way of doing this is to use Amazon's search suggestions. So this is a pro tip, and you want to take note of this one. The longer the search term is, the easier it is to rank for, and often the easier it is to get sales for, because the shopper is being very specific in what they're looking for in that search. So if you go to Amazon and search for, start typing what it is you're looking at. So in this case, we're looking at the business portfolio. Notice how Amazon starts suggesting other more detailed searches. And these searches that get suggested are based on demand. So if they show here, it means a lot of people are looking for them. Notice how we're starting to see the one with zipper coming through. You can see there's obviously an indication between men and women. The most searched one, which was really interesting to me, business portfolio for women. So it's interesting how there's different intent between men and women, with handle, with zipper, with calendar, with calculator. There's that women coming up again at the bottom. So there's definitely something here with products specifically targeting women in this category. And you can also write all of these down and use these as keywords that you include in your listing and you target during your launch. Now, as I said, the more specific the description of the keyword, known as a long tail keyword, the easier it is to rank, and also the easier it is to generate sales from all of those clicks that we generate from those searches. Now, once you've completed your keyword research, we then need to create a powerful product listing. So to do that, the main thing we need to look at is taking the target keywords that we want to show for and then including the main keyword near the beginning of your title. You'll notice in those examples that that business portfolio with zipper was included in the title of the products, the top ones that show up, and it was near the beginning of the title because Amazon carries more weight, it values that placement more, and it knows that if it's at the start of your title, then that's the thing you care about showing for the most. So you'll see here in this example, we've got their kind of brand name, which is Cassini, and Amazon sort of forces that nowadays in the title. Black, superior, so black's obviously a term that people are looking for. They want specifically the color black. Superior, they're trying to communicate the quality of the products, but then very soon they've got this, as you can see, they've got this main search term, which we're seeing a lot, vegan leather business portfolio with zipper. And then you can see there's a hyphen here. So very starting that title with that main keyword, telling Amazon exactly what we want to show for. You then want to go ahead and include the other keywords in your bullets, your description, and then focus on the benefits of your product. Well, how is your product going to benefit the shopper's life when they've purchased it? Don't just sell them the widget or the feature that it does. What does that feature do for them? So when writing the product listings, as you can see here, and I still think this copy could be a bit more compelling, to be honest, but sleek and stunning in hand, compact for travel. So again, this is a bit more of a feature, but compact for travel, kind of benefiting the fact that it's convenient to carry. Give the gift that says, I believe you will succeed. That's quite compelling. Obviously targeting Q4 as we head towards Christmas and giftable markets. Still superior and upgraded for life's biggest advancements. Again, not very descriptive. Could do a little bit better in describing the benefit that the quality provides. So zips that will never break or never lose a document again because the zips break. Think about the benefit of the quality. And be communicating that through in your bullets. Now, when you do this, it's really important nowadays to focus on high quality imagery. So Amazon gives you a number of placements depending on category. The average is about 7 images, and you really want to focus on having a mix of high quality product imagery, but also high quality lifestyle imagery as well. So photos of people using your products and them being in use so they can picture themselves. Now, when doing this, especially on your secondary images, you also want to kind of communicate the benefits. You can see here this good quality image showing it in use. You can kind of picture all your business cards and that sense of feeling organized. If I was writing the copy for this listing, I'd be talking about that fulfillment and how when you're organized, you feel in control. When you feel in control, you master your day, and when you master your day, you generate success. And that all starts with feeling organized. I'm thinking of this copy off the top of my head, but that's kind of where I'd start. And yeah, communicating that through your imagery. So you've created your listing, you've written good benefit-led copy for your product listing. It's now, and you've created good imagery that is high quality and lifestyle demonstrating the use of the product. It's now time to go ahead and get a quick 5 to 10 reviews ready to launch. And friends are still the easiest option and always will be the easy option for doing this. We advise staying away from family, especially under the same household, because of the way in which the IPs of your internet service provider, etc., work. But friends and friends of friends, offering them a product, saying, hey, would you order my product on Amazon? And then let me know what you think in an unbiased review. And just asking friends to come on and help you with the launch of your product and ordering that product on Amazon. Amazon has also gone much further in the last year or so, the last couple of years, in releasing tools to help us as sellers get reviews on Amazon in the form of this request a review button. So on every order, 5 days after it's delivered, you will be able to click this button and Amazon will send a dedicated email to the shopper asking them to leave a review. As an Amazon shopper, you've probably received these and probably are familiar with what these do, and you've got between day 5 and day 30 to click this button and go ahead and request a review. And that's another great way and a great tool that Amazon gives us as a way of getting those reviews. So we've discovered the best search terms for the product, we've created a powerful product listing. Now it's time to start driving people to click on our listing, and the first way we're going to do that is using advertising. So similar to Google ads that you see at the top of the Google search engine, Amazon has sponsored product ads, and these two show up at the top of the Amazon search results. So all you do is you go into your advertising console inside of the dashboard that you get as an Amazon seller, click on sponsored products, enter the name of your campaign. So you can see, for example, here I entered business portfolio campaign, set a budget, $10, $20, $30 a day to get going, choose manual targeting, and then you're going to click add against the product that you want to target. So obviously this is your product, it's in your catalog, so Amazon will show you your products, and you click add. And once you've done that, you type in the main keyword you're looking to target. Amazon will suggest a number of different keywords, and then you're going to click add all keywords in this list. Take out the non-relevant ones. So if you're selling a vegan leather business portfolio and a keyword comes up like plastic business portfolio, then obviously you wouldn't include plastic because that's not the product that you sell. So keep these keywords relevant to the product you sell. Pick add all keywords in the list, and then that advertising campaign will deploy, and over time you can then optimize that campaign to drive more and more relevant traffic to your listing. Once you've done that, the fourth and final step to the process, which is kind of top secret amongst sellers in the space, and by top secret, I mean this is what all the top sellers are doing to kind of launch products and get these products showing up on Amazon very quickly, to start generating those sales very quickly. And when I say quickly, we're launching products at the moment and getting them to page 1 of Amazon in under 3 days at the moment, which is absolutely bonkers. But once you get it there and you start capturing all those clicks from the millions of people, there's 200 million Prime members using Amazon every single month. You think how many clicks that's generating, how many searches, some search terms on Amazon getting over 100,000 searches a month. And the way in which we do that is we offer cashback offers. So cashback offers are where you offer your customer a 100% product cashback in exchange for purchasing your product on Amazon. Now, this is not to ask them to review your product. We're not doing that. That is absolutely against Amazon's rules, and you should not even consider doing that. But it's simply to help promote the launch of your new products. If you think about it, this has been used in retail for years. Think about Walmart. When you spend so much, you get so much back in a coupon that you can then spend again. So these $100 coupons, or when you go to a sporting event or you go to a concert or something like that, companies like Red Bull and these other energy companies, Gatorade, etc., giving out free products, all designed to raise awareness and raise the likability of that product, with the aim of generating more and more sales as a result of that raised awareness. And if you think about when you shop in Target or Walmart, you'll always see those new products at the end of the aisle with a heavy discount, because what they're doing is they're buying the customer loyalty, because at that point they don't yet have the credibility to justify the price. So they're trading credibility for price. And on Amazon, credibility is reviews. So until you've captured some reviews, you have to go in with a lower price, and you have to have some special offer to start generating those sales. And the way in which we do that is these cashback offers. Now, the secret to making this effective, remember those keywords that we want to show up on Amazon for. Once we know what they are, we want to ask the customer to first search for your product before they buy it. And the more times this happens, that tells Amazon that your product is relevant for that keyword, and it moves that product up the search results. Doing this helps Amazon know exactly what keywords to show you for, because if 5 people have searched for business portfolio with Zipper, and those 5 people click on your product and then order your product, that tells Amazon that your product is a good quality, relevant product that shoppers want to purchase. Now, you may be thinking, where do I get this done? Facebook is the best platform for doing this. A very simple way of doing this, as you can see Mike's demonstration here. Hey everyone, I've started a new business and I have launched my very own brand of products on Amazon. I'd really love for you to help me launch and test it. I'll even pay for the order myself if you'd be willing to help me out. Just comment below or shoot me a message and I'll give you the details. If you don't have a wide friendship circle on Facebook, or maybe you're not a big Facebook user, or you just want to keep this to yourself, then Facebook groups are always a great option as well. No matter what product you pick, there is a Facebook group passionate about that product, whether it's cycling, horse racing, baking, painting, just general kitchen or even cleaning accessories. There are YouTube channels and Facebook groups surrounding how to clean your house. There is a Facebook group relevant to the products you're selling. Now, once you generate that interest, all you're then going to do is send a very simple message that tells that person to go to Amazon, search for the keyword. So in this case, it was vegan leather business portfolio with Zipper. Find my product, picture attached, order it, and then offer to send the money back. And you can either do it in Facebook or PayPal, or a popular one in the States is Venmo. Everyone seems comfortable with Venmo as well, as an easy way of just transferring that cash back to them. And again, friends and friends are a really good option for this, as a way of just being able to rely on that happening. Now, you only really have to do this. Right now, we're seeing it as 3 times a day for your main keyword, and you take that slow until your product appears on page 1. And typically that'll be within 10 to 14 days, 3 times a day on those longer tail, less competitive keywords that are really specific to the products that you sell. So guys, tell me in the chat box, in the questions box, how are you liking this so far? Is this making sense? Are you enjoying the training? Is this looking viable? Is this looking accessible to you in terms of how you get going on Amazon? So Taylor saying, so helpful. Michelle saying, I like this training. Jacob saying, I'm interested. Regina saying, enjoying it. Asha, loving it. Justin saying, very helpful. Sar saying, really pro. Edwin saying, loving the training. Thank you, guys. And can you see how selling on Amazon really does provide the life that you want? It's location independent, time independent, creates that profit base to sort of build that life around you that everyone seeks, with that freedom. And I think if anything in the last couple of years taught us anything, is that freedom is everything. And Amazon is such an amazing platform and such an amazing infrastructure for us to leverage and build those lifestyles. So far, step one was all about choosing your products, and Mike gave you very specific criteria that's been tested over the last 7 or 8 years, generating hundreds of millions into the billions of dollars in revenue for entering a market. As we said, we've picked out the business portfolio as a great example of a product that kind of meets that criteria. And then step two, we went on to source it. And we looked for low competition, enough demand, and good profit potential. We went over to Alibaba, we searched for that product to get an idea of pricing, and then we ran that pricing through into the profit calculator, the FBA revenue calculator. Now, if we do the math on this, using Zoof, we can see that this product is selling around 2,000 units per month. At $25.99, the product cost total with shipping is $9.25, so that's $5.25 plus the $4 estimate. Amazon fees, $9.57, that's their pick and pack fee and storage fees, and then also their commission at 15%. Based on those 2,000 units, which is actually lower than what this specific product does, but it's kind of an average in this product, that's $14,000 a month in profit. Now, this is actually one of the better products in terms of volume and profit. Most products, you can easily target $3,000 to $5,000 a month in profit fairly easily, and it only takes 1 or 2 of those products until you're into serious profit. But this really does just give you an indication, an example of what can be produced with a single product selling on Amazon. Step 3, we then covered how to launch it by discovering the best keywords or the search terms for your product, creating a powerful product listing, so including those in your title, your bullets, writing benefit-led copy to convert people that visit your listing into customers, using those same search terms in advertising to start driving those clicks through, and then driving targeted sales with cashback offers. Step 4 is then all about multiplying your sales and profits. So you start with the least competitive products with the goal of selling around 10 units a day, 300 units a month. And if you follow the training, that should happen within about 6 months or so. Once you're selling 10 a day, you then simply use the profits from your first product to start your second one. And the goal is within 6 to 9 months, you have that second product selling. Once the second product is selling around 30 a day, you then use the profits from both product 1 and 2 to start your third product. And when you do that, it looks something like this. So you might start out with a business portfolio and then start selling the paper reels, reams that go inside it, and then start selling a complementary leather notebook cover, and then also the accessories like pens and rulers and calculators, and everything goes with this category. You can start to build out a very nice range of products under a single brand that serve an audience. And within 12 months of doing that, if you can do 6 months, product 1 doing 10 sales a day, at 9 months, you've got 2 products line and your second product's doing 30 sales a day. At 12 months, you're doing product 3 and you're up to 60 sales a day. That total is 100 sales per day just across 3 products. And if those 100 products, or if those 3 products, sorry, had an average selling price of $30, we do 100 units per day across 3 products, 365 days in the year, at an average of $30 on the sales price. That's just over $1 million a year in revenue. You've just built $1 million business from choosing 3 products, sourcing them, launching them, and selling them on Amazon. $1 million a year business. And if we work on an average 25% profit margin once optimized, that's $250,000 in annual profit. Now, if we take this a step further, physical product businesses are currently sold for 3 to 5 times their annual profits, and that number's actually moved up recently. The market average right now is 4 to 6. So if we take a 5 on that, or even take a 4 just to be on low on the market average, 4 times 250,000 means you can sell this business, which many of the people in our community are doing. I have 6 friends that have sold this year, have sold their business and become multi-millionaires. You could sell that business for a nice tidy sum of $1 million. Who here believes that using the tools that Mike's shown you, the strategies we've shown you to source and launch your product, that you could confidently in the next 12 months pick 3 products to sell on Amazon? Who here knows that their work, they can do that, has the confidence to do that, and would like to set a goal of doing that in the next 12 months, building towards that exit, and in 2 to 3 years, walking away with a 7-figure exit under your belt? Absolutely. And this is happening for so many people in our community right now. I've got friends that are currently into their third go at this, third business they're about to sell, and it's completely changed their life, their family's life, their legacy, because every single one of these sales is into the multi-million dollars. And then ultimately from here, you kind of set your roadmap and start working towards what you want your life to look like and where is you're heading and what goals you have in life. So just to give you some examples of this, you can see here, this member here, I just wanted to share, I got my 50,000 a month badge, followed by my $100,000 badge. Or Channing, a good friend of mine, I'm actually with Channing in Orlando next week, and Justin, her husband, getting to just over $500,000 a month in sales and stating, I've made more money in a single month than I used to make in a year. And I'll give you the update on this. Channing and Justin actually sold their business at the beginning of this year for a high 7-figure sum, and are now in a position where Channing's retired and spends time with the kids. Justin's kind of looking at new business ventures. Channing was able to give her mum her hair salon. They've been able to buy, I think, Justin's dad a truck, and it's really just changed the whole family's life from what started as them joining a training like this just 4 years ago. Channing and Justin started, and they literally jumped on a webinar like this. It was probably Mike that showed them the training, and then fast forward 4 or 5 years, and they've just sold their business for a multi-7-figure, and by that I mean over $5 million. And it's not just Justin and Channing. It only takes a quick Google search right now to find that Wall Street is investing billions of dollars into scaling these sort of mom and pop sellers on Amazon. And what they mean by that is Wall Street is buying all these brands up and really sort of becoming the new sort of Unilever or kind of P&G. If anyone knows who those guys are, they kind of own everything in retail. This online retail that's now booming in e-commerce is such a big opportunity for private equity and venture-backed capital because the return on investment is so huge. So all we do is seed these brands, start them up, get them to a certain point, around $1 million a year in profit, and then sell them on to the big boys who then take them on to the billions. And one of the big companies in our space that's been doing this for about 3 years now, last week had a $10 billion valuation, $10 billion, from what started as sellers like myself and Mike in our bedrooms, in our houses, building these brands on Amazon. Another member here hitting a 10K badge or 3K in less than 7 days there at the top. This one's a special story, and I like covering this. So Jamie showing a picture here of the 1 and the M to represent $1 million. And now this was nothing to do with COVID, nothing to do with the pandemic. It was actually a home and kitchen product. And you can see Jamie was able to reach $1 million in a single month selling products on Amazon. Now, if we assume a 25% profit margin on that, that's $250,000 in a single month through selling products the exact way that Mike's just shown you for product selection. I've shown you for sourcing and launching. Jamie's implemented that, repeated that, and was able to achieve $1 million sales in a month. Or Anna Silva, one of our mentors here, recently going through an exit, kind of slowing down now towards retirement and retiring with a 7-figure exit under her belt. Or Michelle Benson, who's another close friend of mine. I was in London with Michelle last week, actually, saying, I sold my business for a multi-7-figure amount. It is ideal for anyone who wants to escape the 9-to-5 rat race and dreams of running their own business. Or here at Leah and David Cups, these guys are very special. They've actually retired now. I actually spoke to these guys about a month ago, so I invited them out to an event that I'm doing in Orlando. And they're a young couple who sold their business for well over 7 figures, their first business. And while most of our members start with between maybe 1,000 and sort of 3,000 in inventory, these guys started with less than $500. So if you want to know what's possible in this business, especially with the webinar, like with everything we're sort of showing you here on the webinar, you only have to look at these guys to see what can happen. Now, that's a bit, it's going to be a bit more than $500 in today's world with shipping and things like that. But these guys went on to do it not twice, but 3 times. They were able to build this business and sell it. And now they've actually decided to take early retirement. And when I spoke to David a couple of weeks back, he was actually heading out to the golf course, and Leah was with the kids. It was really sort of nice to kind of see that end story to their journey. Now, another one you're going to hear from, and Devin's actually going to be live with us here shortly in a little bit, and Mike's going to be sort of taking Devin through a short interview so you can really kind of hear what this is like. Is Devin and his wife Casey were able to build this brand up and land their brand on the Inc. 5000 list, with their brand Gridaholics ending up in rank 811 on the Inc. 5000 list. Now, the Inc. 5000 list, for anyone that doesn't know what that is, it's the top 5,000 growing companies in the United States. So as you can see here, ending up 811th in the top 5,000 companies in the States. Who here is aware of this brand? Maybe you've bought a charger, maybe you've bought some cables from them. Who here is aware of Anchor? Give me a yes in the questions box if this makes sense. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely cool. So you obviously know Anchor from being the massive brand that they are today, but what you probably don't know is not too long ago, Anchor is a company that got started following the same business model that you've learned about here today. Anchor started by focusing 100% of their own branded products on Amazon. No retail, no website, just Amazon. And they did so well that they went public and now are on target to do over $1 billion in sales this year. Now, to me, this just shows how powerful creating a brand and selling it on Amazon can be. Anchor went from being no one up against Samsung and these massive brands to being $1 billion company. And it all started on Amazon. So the secret sauce and the thing that makes this so powerful is private label plus Amazon. Now, as always, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And whilst Mike and myself have taken you through everything you need to know to get started in this business and set you in the right direction, there is a lot more we could show you and a lot more we can take you through to really speed up your success and accelerate that growth path towards building a multi-million-dollar brand on Amazon. And at this point, you have two options. Option one is you can do it yourself. You can go out there, watch YouTube videos, join Facebook groups, and potentially make some costly mistakes and waste your time. A lot of that stuff's quite out of date. Or option two, you can let us help you and show you exactly how to build a successful Amazon FBA private label business step by step. And by step, I mean over the shoulder, showing you exactly what buttons to click, what mistakes to avoid, and where to speed up your success and the things that just work. Having done this for nearly a decade now, we know exactly what works in every category and can show you how to do that. So here's what we know is going to take for you to be successful in this business. Having helped thousands of people in this business, we've taken all of it and thought about every possible thing that could go wrong. So we know the first thing you need is a proven system to follow. There are a lot of moving parts to this business, and you need a blueprint or a roadmap that you can just follow step by step to generate success. With that, with lots of moving parts and lots of updates, there's always going to be those decision points where you need experts to get help from. People like myself, Mike, Rich, and the mentors to guide you through those decisions and make sure that at each major milestone, you're making the right decision and you're on track in the right direction. You also need a great environment for success. You are the equal of the 5 people around you, and you must surround yourself with people on the same journey that lift you up, keep you going, and help you through those more challenging times. And you can also celebrate the successes with also. And finally, the right tools and resources that give you an unfair advantage in selling on Amazon and also help you move so much faster than you ever would be able to alone. So with all of this, we've taken all of this and thought about every possible thing that could go wrong. And then we've put it inside of a program that we call Amazing Selling Machine. So with Amazing Selling Machine, it's built to help you achieve the results that you want, such as gaining financial security, never having to depend on a job again, creating a reliable source of income and wealth, building a business that you're proud of. That was an important one for me. saving thousands of hours with step-by-step program, not fumbling around the internet on YouTube trying to figure out what works and what doesn't and what's real and what's not. Gaining clarity and confidence in knowing exactly what to do and when to do it, but ultimately creating the life that you want far faster and far easier today. This guy, Warren Buffett, arguably the most talented investor in the world, states that the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. And I could not agree more with that statement. Here's some proof of other people that also agree. We've been helping people with this business now for over 8 years and generated billions of dollars in sales, 9 billion in total sales tracked, but we know that number is a lot higher as we're not able to kind of track the wide expanding reach of the training and the sales that we've created. With Amazing Selling Machine, we've worked with some of the world's top business leaders. So Damon John of Shark Tank regularly promotes Amazing Selling Machine as he sees what we're doing and believes in the model and everything we do. We've had Richard Branson, so Richard Branson of Virgin Group, on our stage at our events talking. More recently, we had Sarah Blakely of Spanx at our event just before COVID. And Robert Kiyosaki, author of the #1 financial independence book of all time, Rich Dad Poor Dad, regularly promotes Amazing Selling Machine to his followers and his readers, again, understanding the power and the impact that is being made with Amazing Selling Machine. $9 billion in total sales. Amazing Selling Machine, we've been featured in CNBC, Business Insider, Forbes, Success, Entrepreneur, Rich Dad Poor Dad Show, and Forbes magazine. The list goes on. In addition to that, we have over 35,000 members that we've helped generate success in this business, such as George, $25,000 in a month, or this member here, $100,000 being produced there in a single month. And with that, we invite you to join because now it's your turn. Amazing Selling Machine is created by real experts and backed by over a team of 50 people supporting one goal, and that goal is your success. Amazing Selling Machine is a full package of step-by-step training, resources, and direct support to make sure that you succeed in this business. So who here wants to know what's included with Amazing Selling Machine? Give me a yes in the chat box if you want to understand what's a part of Amazing Selling Machine, and if you make the decision to let us help you, what you'll be in for as we move forward. I'm seeing lots of yeses in the chat box. Thank you for that feedback, guys. Let's push on and see what we've got in here. So the first thing we have is the online web class, presented in a private members area that you can watch on demand at your own convenience. Every single step to success is laid out. 160 lessons, 8 modules, 50 hours of content, kind of like Netflix. You come in, watch it on demand and go at your own pace. We're going to show you exactly step by step how to build your business anytime, anywhere. With that, Amazon is constantly changing. They're constantly changing the rules. There's constantly new strategies and new marketing tactics being created. So we give you free updates for life, and we regularly update the training. So it's always the most up-to-date, accurate training that we can provide that gets you the successful result that you're looking for. And when you become a member of ASM, you get those free updates for life when you join the Amazing Selling Machine program. So module 1 is all about rapid product selection, going deep into product selection and development and what makes a good product and what you should look for. Module 2 is account and business setup, so what we need to do to get the Seller Central account set up and how to form your business. Module 3 is finding your supplier and creating your brand. Module 4, the pre-launch foundation and getting all the marketing platforms in place ready to go. Module 5 is launching your product. Module 6, your easy Amazon ads formula. Module 7, scaling your profits. And module 8, more advanced traffic tactics. So once you've created that success, you're generating profits, how do we create more profit and start scaling those profits further and further as months go on? Now, why is this important? We're going to cover how to reduce risk by choosing the right product to start with. The product is everything, and if you go at this alone, you might choose the wrong product, which could be a costly mistake in today's world. We're going to show you how to calculate the perfect amount of inventory to order so you don't over-invest into a product, and also how to launch your product's page 1 of Amazon and get your brand discovered fast. Speed to market is everything, and money loves speed. So we push those products to the top of Amazon very quickly, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that. We're also going to show you how to run this business from anywhere in the world, automating a lot of it. If any of you follow me or Michael or Rich on social media, we see we travel a lot. We get to enjoy the benefits of travel and being able to work anywhere with a laptop and an internet connection. And as the world opens up again now, this is more and more of a benefit to those looking to get away from the office, to break away from that kind of 9 to 5 and travel the world and enjoy the world for what it is. And you can start from outside of the US. And we're going to show you exactly how to start from outside of the US, but sell on Amazon.com, which is the largest and most in-demand platform on Amazon. Now, the second thing you get access to is the ASM mentors. Remember those experts I talked about? You need a team around you in this business. Now, your team will be 21 real experts, not to mention the thousands of other members that will become your colleagues and your friends. But these 21 real experts do $1.8 million a year in average between them. And that's just an average. So some of them are doing a lot more than that. All that wealth and experience, these guys are committed to showing up and supporting you with any questions that you have and making sure that they are there to make you successful. Here's an account from one of our mentors doing just over 3 million in a single year on Amazon. And all of that knowledge is passed down to you inside of the community. And as you can see there, Anna Silva hitting $400,000 a month. She's actually sold the business now and having gone through all that experience. But Anna's staying on with amazing selling machine to help and support you in your journey. And they're there really to help you break through obstacles, get the correct answers fast, save time, and ultimately avoid mistakes. Now, the third thing you get access to, or the third value included in Amazing Selling Machine, is the private members only community. It takes more than just tactics in this business to succeed, and everything is changing on such a daily basis that you can pull out the nuggets of information that's working right now in a private member community with over 35,000 members, covering 138 different countries and over 5,800 weekly interactions. This is a private community where you can get all of that support and meet like-minded fellow sellers and Amazing Selling Machine members. It's really there to give you motivation and accountability, but also give you access to the newest tactics that are working right now, so you can implement them within your business. The fourth value that you get as part of Amazing Selling Machine is the private resource vault. There's over $10,000 in proven resources included in this vault. 61 resources that myself, Mike, Matt, Rich, all of the mentors and trusted members have used and continue to use in their business. When it comes to creating good photography or writing good listings or working with a good shipping company, you don't need to go out there and test these companies and make costly mistakes on bad photography or bad shipments. You can go to our resource vault, pick out the products pick out the suppliers and the contractors that are proven, and then use those in your business and fast track your success. And ultimately, it's there to help you save time, money, and more importantly, stress. Now, the fifth area of value is the ASM software suite. Data is power, but can also be overwhelming. So with that, we've developed out different tools and software that do a lot of the business for you, so that you can just focus on products and developing those products out to grow your profits. The first is Zoof. Now, Mike mentioned the 14-day free trial. When you become a member of Amazing Selling Machine, you get access to Zoof and the whole tool suite, which goes further than just the product spotlight and the Chrome extension here, the opportunity analyzer that you saw. Sweet. Zoof has a number of different tools in there that are going to make your life a lot easier, give you an unfair advantage, automate a lot of the business, and make you a lot more successful on Amazon. In addition to that, a product we call Product Analyzer is included with Amazing Selling Machine. It will automatically analyze the profit of your products once you put the numbers in there, and even tell you what it believes to be a good opportunity. A really nice way of managing that pipeline and understanding what products you're going to launch and what products you're working on. We have the perfect keyword tool. One of the hardest points in the process, one of the most important points, is picking the right keywords. Now, as you get more advanced in the business, we'll teach you more advanced keyword research methods. But to get you going, we have this perfect keyword tool, and through layers and layers and layers of logic in the background, you simply put in the products that you're launching, and this tool will tell you exactly what keywords to start with. It will tell you where the keywords are that all the sales are coming from and which ones you need to show up for in Amazon. This alone gives you the power to be successful on Amazon, as the keywords combined with the product being a good opportunity are really the two things that drive success on Amazon. You also get access to a very private tool that we call the Rapid Product Launcher. Remember that cashback offer strategy that we showed you in the training? This is a marketplace or a platform that takes care of that for you. No Facebook groups, no Facebook platforms, no having to pester friends or nag friends to order your products. You simply create a listing on the platform, click set up or click go, and leave it a week, and this will go out there and get those cashback orders for you. And then you come back and your product will be showing up high up in the search results, and from there you just implement the training and move up towards your target price. We also have the amazing category guide, which in conjunction with Zoof will help you find more products. And inside of Zoof, there is 16 more powerful tools to help power your business. We don't have enough time to go through every single one of them today, but there's tools in there to help you get more reviews, find better products, understand the profits in your business, complete keyword research, a whole suite of tools that's really going to make this business a lot simpler and will automate a lot of the hard work for you. Now, the sixth area of massive value inside of Amazing Selling Machine, and something that we actually added this year, this is brand new this year, is the results coaching program. When you join Amazing Selling Machine, you're going to get an onboarding call with a member of our team. You're then going to get weekly check-ins to make sure that you're on track, you know what you're doing, and you have a plan. When it comes to creating your listing to ready to sell on Amazon, before you go live, we're going to give you a free listing review, which means a member of our team, often the mentors who are multi-million-dollar sellers, is going to take a look at your listing and give you feedback and tell you where you can improve it and how you can generate more sales through improving that listing ahead of launching. When you're ready to launch, you go ahead and submit through for your free one-on-one launch strategy session, valued at nearly $1,000. That's how much people pay for this session. Our team and our mentors and our successful selling experts will look over your launch plan and again tell you whether you're on track or what you need to do to improve it before you launch, so that you can launch your products with full confidence that your launch is going to be successful and go to plan. Now, once you're ready, I believe after a couple of weeks of being live, you're also going to get a free PPC campaign review. Now, this is where we look through your advertising campaigns and give you tips on how to improve the performance of those campaigns, so we can generate more sales and more results out of those advertising campaigns on Amazon. And then finally, the brand expansion review. Once you're ready to go into that second product, you're going to have a strategy session with an Amazon expert to review the different ways you can expand your brand by adding additional products. So we really do, with this results coaching bonus, take you through and handhold you through every major milestone, every major step to success within setting up and launching a brand on Amazon, and ultimately getting you bigger, faster, easier success through experience that then is passed on to you in that process, hand-holding through the entire process. So when it comes to Amazing Selling Machine, you get the online web class, the ASM mental access, the community access, the private resource vault, the ASM software suite, and the results coaching, all included with Amazing Selling Machine. It really is your program for success. Everything included that you need to succeed. Now, if we were to put value against these, the total value of all of this is $26,000. That's the individual price of each one of these elements within Amazing Selling Machine. So each one of the programs within Amazing Selling Machine, this is how much they charge out at, and that's a total value of $26,000. And individually, people pay these prices to access these resources. But with ASM, and here today live on this training, you're not going to pay $26,000. You can join Amazing Selling Machine and start that process to a successful Amazon business towards a multi-million-dollar business for a one-time investment of $4,997. One-time investment, lifetime access to set up this business on Amazon and generate the profits that we've demonstrated today. Now, with that, you also get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. And what this states is if you join now, you can try out ASM for a full 30 days. And if for some reason it's not for you, you simply email support@amazing.com and we will give you a 100% refund on your money. No questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. When you sign up today, you get 30 days to try us out, try ASM out, go through the training. And if for whatever reason it's not for you, no problem at all. You just email into support@amazing.com and we'll go ahead and get that refund processed. In addition to that, we are that confident in supporting your success, in being successful on Amazon, that we also have the freedom guarantee. You will not see this anywhere else, as this is very costly to set up, but it also really speaks to the confidence in 8 years of doing this in being able to support your success. This essentially states that you are risk-free for a full year. So providing you meet criteria and you follow and implement the training and you hit the milestones and the deadlines within releasing products, not only will we refund all of your ASM payments, we will buy back up to $5,000 in unsold inventory and reimburse up to $5,000 in advertising spend. So to do this, you must have set your Seller Central account up within 60 days, and you must have ordered at least $500 of inventory within 60 days also, and then complete each step of the marketing process taught inside of ASM. Providing you've done these 3 things, you'll get that refund into ASM, we'll buy back up to $5,000 of inventory, and we'll reimburse you $5,000 spent in advertising. This really is a no-brainer at this point, as you're completely risk-free for a year. We're basically saying, build this business on us. We've got you. We're taking on the risk. We're going to support you. All you need to do is show up and do the work, implement the training, and you are covered for an entire year of building this business. Now, in addition to that, we also have payment options, which mean you can start today for a single payment of $997, followed by 5 subsequent payments of $997. So there's a bit of a premium for taking the payment option there, but it allows you to get going. If cash flow is tight, it allows you to get going straight away with a single payment today of $997. And remember, you've got that 30-day money back guarantee also. Now, that's not all, and this next one I'm very, very excited to announce. This is something that is brand new. We can't offer to everyone based on supply and having enough available. But when you join ASM as part of this training, as part of this webinar, not only will you get that 30-day money back guarantee, the freedom guarantee with all of those assurances for a year, the results coaching that holds your hand, we are going to give you a free expert product package. We're going to give you an expert product package. What that is a carefully researched Amazon product opportunity. Now, this is a full product opportunity, including estimated investment, estimated shipping price, suggested selling price, and estimated profit. We give you a list of the best keywords to target for the product and to rank on Amazon. And we will give you contact information, estimated pricing from a minimum of 3 potential suppliers. We are literally giving you a product in a box. We're packaging up a product with full research, full keyword research, full pricing, and we're giving it you as a bonus when you join Amazing Selling Machine today. We have never done this before so publicly, and we only have a limited supply available, which is why it says limited time bonus. As you can imagine, these products are very valuable, but we believe in supporting your success so much that we're taking it as far as we possibly can, and we're giving you a product to start with on Amazon. And we call that our expert product package. Now, I know Devin in the background probably listening to this is going, I wish I had that when I started. This year, not me too, I started back in 2014, ASM 3. This is something I wish I was given, but we've been able to, through technology and through expanding the team and really fine tuning the processes that we have, we're now able to offer you a product to start with our expert product package. But like I say, limited space available as we don't have an infinite amount of them. So you can get started for just $997. It includes the online web class, the ASM mentor access, the private community, the resource vaults, the ASM tool suite, and the results coaching program, plus the 30-day money back guarantee, the freedom guarantee that covers you for an entire year, completely risk-free for you. Just do the work, hit the deadlines on doing the work. We're holding you accountable to showing up, and we've got you covered up to $5,000 back in inventory, $5,000 back in advertising, and we will refund your investment into ASM. And to join Amazing Selling Machine, what you need to do right now is go to asmnow.com/join. asmnow.com/join. We'll drop that into the chat box here in a second. asmnow.com/join is all you need to do to get started. And you can start for just $997 on the payment plan option. So when you do that, when you go to asmnow.com/join, you're going to see this page. You're going to see a page that says live training offer. Start your business today and let our team of Amazon experts pick your first product for free. Now, people pay good money for these product opportunities, but we know the biggest hurdle to getting started on Amazon is picking a product. So right now, we're taking away that hurdle and we're giving you that product as part of joining ASM here today. In addition to that, you get the expert product package I just talked about, the listing review, the one-on-one launch strategy, the PPC review, and the brand expansion session, all included as part of your bonus package when you join ASM through asmnow.com/join. You'll also see the freedom guarantee, which gives you the full reimbursement up to $5,000 in any unsold inventory and the $5,000 in ad spend, and also the full 30-day money back guarantee. Now, the total of these bonuses here, $19,982. All of yours now for a total investment of $4,997. And as you can see right there, we do have a payment plan option, which is 6 payments of $997, which means you can literally get started today for a single payment of $997. You're covered by the 30-day 100% money back guarantee. You're then covered for an entire year beyond that, providing you do the work, and we're just holding you accountable to being successful. And all you have to do is get started with $997 today. So to do that, go to asmnow.com/join. Now, guys, this offer does end. There is a hard end on this offer, and this offer ends Wednesday, the 3rd of November at 11:59 PST. And really want to clarify that. Don't email us after this date saying, hey, can I get that bonus? This offer absolutely ends Wednesday, the 3rd of November, 11:59 PST. So what we've covered your blueprint to financial freedom. E-commerce is growing at a crazy rate. Anyone who rides this wave now will enjoy the success in the future. We've covered how you can sell on Amazon from anywhere in the world and the steps to build your own brand on Amazon. The opportunity to join us in ASM is now, and you can do that to create your own success. So to go ahead and do that, go to asmnow.com/join, fill out the form, click submit, and you will get instant access to your members area where you can start going through the welcome module and start working through that training. And then very soon after, we'll follow up with your bonuses that will show up inside of your members area. So to get started, for just $997, with that money back guarantee, the freedom guarantee, and we're also going to give you a free expert product package. That itself is worth the investment inside of ASM to join ASM. That one bonus there, that free expert product package, is literally worth the entire price of joining Amazing Selling Machine. But on top of that, you're getting the tools, the results coaching package, you're getting the community, the resource vault, the training step-by-step videos, and all of those risk-free guarantees as well, all included as part of your ASM package. So do that, go to asmnow.com/join. But let's really look at what's at stake here. 3 products at 30 units per day is $1 million a year. But what if you only sold 15 products a day? Sorry, 15 units a day of 3 products? That's still $10,000 to $15,000 a month in profit. Who here would like to get away from the 9 to 5 and move to $10,000 to $15,000 in profit that you can run from anywhere in the world, laptop and an internet connection, selling products on Amazon? Zayed saying me, absolutely Zayed. And just imagine what $15,000 every single month would give you in terms of freedom. It's really quite substantial. And like so many of our members and so many of our students have done, you can be one of our next success stories, just like Jamie, generating $1 million in a month or $21,000 in a month here. This member here, Amy was saying, would I have ever thought making money could be this much fun? All of this is possible. All you have to do is take the first step. And remember, guys, that success lives outside of your comfort zone. What got you here won't get you there. And what got you to this call today, if you decide not to take action now, tomorrow is going to be the same as today, the day after will be the same as tomorrow. Ultimately, it's down to you to make the decision, take action, and move towards the lifestyle and towards the goal that you want to create. And that action is to go to asmnow.com/join to get started and join our amazing Selling Machine community. Now, with that, I'm going to hand over to Mike, who's actually going to bring on Devin DeRoche, who you saw earlier in the training, the success that Devin's been able to generate. And we're going to hear some real life feedback from the experience that Devin's been able to create in this business.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dan. Great job, Dan. If you guys don't mind, drop a few notes. Let us know how you like Dan's training. The guy does an amazing job. It is now 2 in the morning, I believe, where he's at. So awesome job, Dan. You really always bring everything you got to this. By the way, Devin, want to welcome Devin DeRoche to the call here. Loving the beard, Devin. It looks awesome.
Howdy.
Is that a COVID pandemic beard?
Yes. Yeah, I've been working hard on this over the last year.
I'm loving it. Mine gets a little too gray, so I can't keep it that long. But I want to remind everyone, we still have $1,000 to give away. And what we're going to do is we're getting into the Q&A shortly. So we're going to have a quick interview here with Devin, and then we will announce the winner of the $1,000. You have to stick around for that. So if you want to have a chance to win, be sure to stick around and hear a little bit from Devin, and then we'll get to Q&A. So Devin, first off, awesome to see you. I wanted to bring people in up to date a little bit on how long you've been selling and what things were like. So if you don't mind, when did you get started selling in this business?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we launched our business back in 2014. We actually launched our first product when we were on our honeymoon in Curacao. Yeah, so it's been a wild ride ever since, and having fun and just staying focused and trying to keep growing.
Now, did you launch one product or did you launch multiple products when you started out?
Yeah, so we started with one. So we launched that first product in October of 14. And I think we finally got around to doing our second one, maybe around like June of the following year, I think so. But yeah, it's been awesome. Now we're up to, I want to say like 23, and we're actually launching 2 new items tomorrow. So.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So one question people always have is, are you still selling the same product you started with? What, I guess now 7 years ago?
Yes. Yeah. So we are. It's been one of our top sellers. But it's funny because there are some cyclical things where for whatever reason trends change, and maybe that like a particular item isn't popular anymore. So we've seen some of our items decrease in volume, but we are still selling our first product.
That's very cool. And then you started in 2014. So how long was it from the time that you started ASM and then launched? I know you said you launched on your anniversary in October, but how long was it time to get that product made, manufactured, and selling?
Yeah, so it took us a little bit longer. I think I'm trying to remember. I think we started the course in about April, and honestly, I was targeting being able to launch by I think July, somewhere around there. But at any rate, through the process, we had. Long story short, we had put something on our packaging that violated a trademark, and I found that out prior to actually getting the inventory shipped. So we had them create new packaging and updated that and then shipped. So that delayed us by about 2 months.
Well, a delay, but sounds like I'm glad you caught it before you got this product shipped.
Yes. Yeah. It made it was an oversight, but we were able to recover, and it didn't really slow us down.
Now, since you're going up towards 20 plus products, Are they all part of the same brand, or have you actually expanded into
Yes.
multiple brands now?
Yeah, just all the same brand. We've been really focused that way. Obviously selling seasonal items, has its downsides. It makes, there's some challenge there, but my goal has been to, grow this brand, to the point that I could sell it if I wanted to, or, hold it and then start the next one kind of thing. So.
And then do you remember how many units, did you say how many units your very first order was?
Yes, I think I started with 1,000
Okay.
units on the first order.
Okay, cool. And then I'm assuming by now you order more than 1,000 when you're selling?
Yeah. So the supplier we work with in China, on most of our items, they want us to do like a 2,000 MOQ. So.
Okay, wow, that's pretty cool. And then, so tell me a little bit then, how do you think your life has changed? Well, first off, what were you doing when you got started?
Yeah. So my background was finance and accounting. I had a few different jobs kind of throughout. I think right before I got started in ASM, I left financial consulting, and then I went into like financial reporting like right around when we started ASM, and my last role was like commercial banking. So finance was kind of my space. But.
Cool. And then I'm assuming you're out of that space now and running this full time?
Yes. Yeah. So I was able to, leave my job. It took about 2 years. My wife, she was working as like a doctor's office, receptionist. And so, it took us about a year. We were able to have her kind of work full time on the business doing customer service. And then, I was able to leave my job after about 2 years.
What was that feeling like when you were able to quit finally?
Oh man, it was awesome. Like that, honestly, that was the reason I started my business in the first place. Like I always knew I wanted to, be an entrepreneur. I had tried a lot of different things over the years, some network marketing. When I was younger, I was a mobile disc jockey, did a lot of different things. And, none of them were kind of the thing that, really like stuck for me. But when I saw, this business model and, got interested in the process and the marketing, and it just, was really exciting for me. I knew that this was a good fit. But I hated having a job. Like I was a terrible employee because I would get bored really easily, right? And so this opportunity, definitely changed that, and gave me the freedom. And so having that over like the last year and a half has been awesome. The world kind of got a little crazy, and it was nice to not have to deal with like reporting to a job or whatever, right? So.
So that's awesome to hear. I remember that feeling, and I love hearing that. And a lot of people, are probably just thinking about, wow, I want to just build this business. I'd like to start a business like Devin did, and in a year or two be able to quit, and that's great. Your story also, what I really love is you've been able to do other things as well. I've seen you speak on stage. You've done an awesome job there. I've seen you do training. I got a chance to, hang out with you at live events. I think St. Lucia was the last big one we were at. If you don't mind, share a little bit, like in addition to your business, what else have you enjoyed out of being able to get into the space?
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, I've always been very immersed in, in this Amazon game once I kind of dipped my toes in the water, right? And so, I've always taken the opportunities to go to live events. You meet a lot of great people, some good networking, you learn a lot. And have kind of used those opportunities to travel to some really cool places, right? So, we went to when Amazing did like an event in Barcelona, we went to that. St. Lucia. Obviously some cool different destinations across the U.S. Just having the flexibility, and it was funny because the year that I was wrapping up my job and knew that I was planning on leaving. I definitely used up my vacation time. And, it kind of got to the point where it was like, am I really ready to do this? But I had booked a trip to go to China to like source some new products. And so I was like, well, I'm out of vacation time, so this is going to be my last day because I need to be able to go to this trip to China. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have are you speaking anywhere anytime soon, by the way?
I don't have anything lined up, but
Okay.
we will see.
Okay, very, very cool. By the way, everyone, remember, if you want to join now, I know Dan still got the screen up. He's probably taking a drink of water after talking for 2 hours straight. It's asmnow.com/join if you want to join ASM. Also, keep in mind that right now, only live will you get the additional $500 in inventory back on top of ASM, and also the expert product pick that will be removed from the replay. And if you're having any issues, by the way, I see a couple of people posted there, you're getting an expert product pick, the package that we choose, for free. We're going to give you that. Sometimes we make that available as for sale for like $1,500. So if you see that, if you buy ASM, and you're joining right now on this call, and you're buying, and you see this this additional offer to get an expert product pick for $1,500, don't take it. You don't need it. We're giving that to you for free. So it's not us trying to get any additional money out of you. Ignore that completely. You don't need. You're getting it for free on this webinar right now. You know, Devin, if you don't mind, we have a couple questions, and I love bringing in real sellers with real experience to give them the truth about all these things that, you know, the real, what it's really like to be involved in this business, especially right now during COVID. I just saw a question come in from Stella. She asked, you know, how has COVID affected shipping from China? So just tell us your experience, what's happening with your business because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely made things a little bit challenging, at least right now, right? Because, you know, there is a lot of like the congestion at, you know, California ports. You know, we've definitely seen an increase in shipping costs. You know, typically we would always ship our, you know, we'd have the container come into California, and then we would put it on a rail and bring it into Missouri. And, you know, historically that full process, I think, would cost me about, you know, $10,000 for a full 40-foot container. So, you know, obviously that's a lot of products, right? As you're getting started, you're not necessarily shipping full containers, but, you know, so that would be about 10,000. And some of the quotes that we're getting now are maybe like 30,000, you know, plus in some cases. So, you know, it is going to impact product costs a little bit. You know, we're looking at, you know, potentially raising prices a little bit, you know, for like holiday shopping to kind of make up for some of that. But you know, aside from that, it hasn't been terrible. You know, we've been able to keep most of our stuff in stock, and you know, we just got to plan a little bit better.
Yeah, you know, one of the good things is as your business grows, you're able to forecast in the future. And those people who, if you're a part of the ASM community, the amazing community, all the people that we hang out with and talk about, you know, kind of what's coming down the pipe a few months. And so I know a lot of people, we were one of two, stocked up in advance because you knew something was going to be happening. And right now, I'm kind of buying 6 months worth of inventory right now in order to make sure that I don't run out. Again, like Devin said, you don't have to go out there and spend $10,000 or $30,000 on a full container. When you're starting out, you're not going to do that.
Right.
That's just, I just wanted Devin to talk about the realities, because people do ask us, is it all unicorns and rainbows? No, it's a real business. We face all the real issues out there, but then so do your competitors. And so the benefit that you have is being with a group like us, where, you know, we're going to tell you exactly what's good, what's not, what you can do to protect yourself. And like what Devin is doing right now, you know, he's keeping up his stock and making sure that he doesn't run out. I want to ask you as well, another question, right? You mentioned this already. I've seen when I go to the grocery store, and Devin, you live close by to me, but we go to the grocery store, prices are up. When you go to the restaurants, prices are up everywhere. On Amazon, that hasn't quite caught up yet. But I think what you're seeing and what you're saying, what we're seeing and planning on doing as well, eventually Amazon's prices will have to pick up, because you can't just have higher costs and not have higher prices. Is that what you're anticipating as well?
Yeah, it's a mixed dynamic, right? Because, you know, obviously, you know, there are other factors that play here. But yes, yeah, I mean, I do think that, you know, eventually brands are going to have to raise their prices, otherwise they will be losing money. You know, so yeah, I mean, we could get into the political dynamics of that with like China and things like that, but you know, ultimately I would say yes, like I'm planning on trying to recoup some of that extra shipping through the holidays when people are less price sensitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the great things, and again, not that anyone joining right now would be able to do this, just to be totally upfront. If you join today, you will not be able to sell for the holidays. That's just the reality of it. If you join today, what you're doing is starting to find your product, find a supplier, and then build out your brand. So come springtime, you're finally selling. That's the goal right now. But what's happening for sellers like us right now is we know that the world has to catch up on Amazon as far as like pricing and everything. Like Devin said, people can only, you know, cut prices for so long. And so it's going to be a really great time because in the holidays, everyone's talking about inventory shortages. And what that means is, think about from customers out there, people will need to buy, you know, presents for their family, and there's gonna be a much smaller supply of those. So it's gonna be a really good time for people like Devin, for like Channing, for Anna, all the people we showed earlier, to really get some good margins this holiday season. So it's gonna be a great time for us.
Yeah.
Now, Devin, so last question. Well, actually, I think I have a question for you. Someone actually specifically asked this one.
Cool.
Jonathan asked, why did you start out with just one product and not go for more than one?
So part of that's focus, right? So I mean, obviously, part of it comes down to resources. But you know, when you're launching that first product, it's really, I think it's beneficial to be able to go deep. You know, to get like, you know, get your reviews, you got your marketing dollars. Like there are things that you got to think about when it comes to launching the product that you know, takes time. And there were times where I would try to launch, you know, multiple products all at once, and it becomes very challenging because you're having to like dump a whole bunch of, you know, whether it's, you know, doing the rebates or you know, spending extra on PPC, and so that like that just each cost to launch that product becomes multiplied by the number that you're trying to do. You also lose a little bit of focus. So like, you know, for us, we have an email list, right? And I can send them an email saying, hey, you know, we're launching this new product. Well, if I'm trying to, you know, do 3 products all at once to that list, you know, not everybody's going to buy all 3. So then my efforts kind of get diluted. So, you know, for me, it made sense. I was able to take that one deep, which I think is also why it's still one of our top selling products. You know, so I think that's important. You know, the only thing I would say to consider would be, you know, depending on what space you're in, there may be an opportunity to do, you know, like 2 that go together, right? So like say you're selling skincare, you know, maybe you would want a face wash and a moisturizer. But, you know, aside from that, I would say stay focused.
Yep, 100% agree. And for those joining ASM, and I see we have several people already, that's exactly what we teach you. Focus on one product, learn how to master the process there, and then it's easier for your second and third products as well. I'll tell you what, I want to thank you, Devin, for joining us tonight. I know it's kind of late. I don't know about you, it's rainy and gray over there, so happy to see your face on here.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Tell Katie we said hello also. Congratulations. Last thing, can you move your head, lean it a little over to your left? There we go. What you see behind Devin right there is the Inc. 5000 list. So there were 2 years in a row, I know, that Devin was named, his company was named to that list. So if you think that, you know, anything we do here is not building a real business, building like a, you know, a quick make fast, you know, make money fast game, that's not it. We're building real businesses and brands, and Devin and Katie's success is an example of that. And congratulations to you and Katie for everything you've accomplished on your own, and also for being named to that list 2 years in a row. That's an awesome job, Devin.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to bring Dan back in as well as we make the announcement for our $1,000 cash prize winner. Okay, so remember, you have to be live on here right now. Sonia in the background has went through and found randomly a winner here. And so when I announce the name here, all we need you to do is we have your email on here, so we will reach out to you. But the winner is, I get the name here, Maxime Kramrani, Kramrani, the $1,000 winner. We're going to give you a couple options. You can get it as an Amazon gift card, or we can actually PayPal you the money as well. So Maxime, all I need you to do, post a comment here. Sonia's going to respond to you and give you instructions for how to get that. We'll work it out, all the details, but congratulations. Like I said, when we say we're going to give away something to someone, we absolutely do that. So great job, Maxime. But what we're going to do now is get back into the Q&A. We got some good questions coming up. Remember, we're not going to be on here much longer. We've already been on here 2 hours and 12 minutes. Dan has to sleep at some point. He has family in town. I know that. So I don't want to keep him awake until the very early hours of the morning. So a few more minutes of questions, but if you want to join up, asmnow.com/join. That gets you everything that Dan went through, including the expert product pick and also the $500 inventory reimbursement, which is really simple. Once you place your order, all we ask is you do it within 60 days, 2 full months, enough time to go through the entire training. Place your order, give us the receipt. That's all we need is a receipt from your order. We'll give you up to $500 back straight on your inventory. That's all you need to do. So let's get to some questions. I don't know, Dan, if you found one, you want me to pull one up first?
Yeah, it's a good one here, Mike. I think it's a good one for you. It says, what does it truly take to do this? Blood, sweat, tears, money? Like, what's the reality of this business?
So first, let's talk about the money. There was a date and time where you used to be able to get going with 100 units of your first product and maybe altogether $500 total inventory. That time's passed. I mean, that was, 9 years ago or so. And so we always want to be completely open and authentic. Realistically, we'd like you, don't think so much right now, first off, in money, think in units. You want to start off with a minimum of 500 units. That's like the minimum. We'd love for you to have 1,000 units like Devin talked about. That way you can really get going with a good product launch, give some rebates, spend some money more on advertising higher at the beginning. So that really the 1,000 is a good sweet spot. You could always get more if you wanted to. That just gives you more runway. But really, I wouldn't order more than 2,000, just to put that out there as well, because you also don't want to take too much risk on your first product before you really know it's going to take off. So anywhere minimum, bare bones minimum 500, sweet spot 1,000 up to 2,000. So realistically, money wise, you're probably talking somewhere between $2,500 in inventory upwards towards like $8,000 or $9,000 in inventory. That's the band we're looking at. That includes shipping as well. You'll want to go with ocean shipping still. Now, you're not going to go out there and get a full container like Devin did. That's just not realistic. You're going to probably work with your supplier. They're going to help you get the cheapest shipping. Dan does great training inside of ASM on how to get what's called DDP to get the most affordable shipping out there. We'll show you how to do that. And so that's like the cost. The primary cost is going to be your inventory and shipping. Other than that, there's work involved. No one here is going to come on here and say that this is a Staples easy button business where you push a button and it's just going to take off. Admittedly, I would say back in 2013, 2014, it felt like that. You could literally go out there for the most competitive products out there. We look for products in the top 100 out there, launch them, and knowing what we knew, they could take off within the matter of weeks. It's a little more competitive out there, and that's probably the reason why you need a company and a support system like our mentors and our community more than ever, because we know what's happening in industry. Dan and I talk all the time about what's working, what's not working, what we think might work, what's on that line of gray tactics in order to get things working. We're always testing that, and our members are the ones that are going to get that information first. So this is a real business. I would say realistically, plan on having your product launched somewhere within 4 and 6 months. That's the realistic time you want to do. I would take up to 60 days to find that product, find your supplier, to place your order. Then it's going to take at least another 30 to 40 days to have it made, and then another 35 days or so to have it shipped out there. And it might be longer because Chinese New Year will come back well, but 4 to 6 months is the target to get your product launched. Your first order, your first inventory order, you probably won't make a lot of profit on it. That's just the way, again, we're talking real to you. You may watch other YouTube channels or other people out there talking about how you can make money right away. The first order is all about building your brand and getting ranking and validating this is a good product. It's really, once you've done that and you launch your product the way that Dan teaches you, and you get some reviews and you get some ranking, and you start honing in your PPC or advertising on Amazon, and then you validate that product takes off, it's that second order, then that third order that you're really able to go out there and start ranking up and start bringing in the profits and scaling things. The first order is about getting the brand built, recouping all the money you put into it. You want to be able to get enough cash out of that to buy your second order, and then to really start ramping things up. There's lots of work involved in that. Getting your product launched is the hardest part. Once your product is launched and you're up and selling, it's all about optimizing, really going through your advertising, tweaking your keywords. One of the things Dan talks about all the time, and I probably let him talk about this, is that you may find out that the keywords you think people are searching for your product aren't the right ones. And that's okay. You'll know within a week or so of launching if they're the right ones. And then what you really do, start honing in on the best keywords for your product. All that's in the training. We make sure that we're with you every step of the way. When you have questions or concerns, post in the community. With the mentors live and breathe in the community. They'll help you out. They bring Dan and I in as well when there's questions that we need to collaborate on, because let's face it, the world is always changing. E-commerce is changing. When that happens, we get together, we brainstorm about ideas, we test them out, and then we share them with our members to make sure things are working. So that's what it is, blood, sweat, and tears, money-wise, also time-wise. If you get to the point you have a good product successfully selling, then your life is much easier. It's really getting that first product going where it's going to take time. But after that, it's really just optimizing and then looking about expanding into your products 2, 3, 5, and down the road. So hopefully that answers the question, Dan.
Yeah, great answer. So Chris McFarlane's asking, how much time does this take every week to truly find success? Now, Chris, with anything, the more time you invest, the more focus you give it, the faster you move. But if we were to talk minimums here, kind of an hour a day is a good starting point to get going, especially during that product research phase. Once you've got that product ordered and you're kind of on the way to launching, you can slow that down a little bit, but kind of an hour a day is a really nice amount of time to really kind of get the momentum and the focus needed to be successful in this business. So it means just getting out of bed an hour earlier before work, or staying up an hour later after work, not watching Netflix or doing passing time, however you're currently passing time in the evening, just dedicated that hour towards the business. Now, Mike, how long did you spend when starting the business? Because you were working a full 9 to 5 at the time.
Yeah, it was an hour or two a day. It wasn't anything crazy. What I would do is I would come home from my job. I would work about an hour when I got home, have dinner with the family. Then I would hang out with the kids a little bit. At the time, my kids were, around 8 to 10 years old or so. And then when they went to bed, I would come back down here to my office where I'm still living, working right now, and work for about another 30 minutes to an hour. And then on the weekends, I put in a little bit of time. It was not full time. That was plenty of time to do what we needed to do. And starting out, even though there's a lot of things to do, there's also some waiting. When you contact your suppliers, you need to wait for them to respond to you. So it's not like you're sitting at your desk working the entire time. An hour to a day is plenty of time to really get this business going.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Arjun's asking, if there was one thing you wish you knew when you're starting up, what would it be? For me, that would be speed to market. I think so many sellers, or too many sellers, get caught up in the decision of the products. They get this analysis paralysis, and then they take way too long between making the decision and actually getting that product to market because they hesitate along the way. Providing it meets criteria, providing you've got the profit margins, providing you found a good supplier and good quality product, you need to push forward and you need to move at speed. So if there was one thing I could go back and tell myself, it would be move faster. Mike, what about you?
For me, it's not losing focus.
Yes.
We had some early successes early on. Actually did a YouTube video and a podcast earlier about our first products. And the first product, I wish I had it here, it was a leather conditioner. It did great, really took off. And it gave me this false sense of confidence that I could simply launch 5 products the next month and they'd all do that well. And that's not the reality of the business. It takes research, it takes focus. And so after about 1.5 years to 2 years, we started noticing the product was losing sales. And that's because I was off in a different category, focused on other products where I really could have just focused a little more. It would not have taken a lot of time, just a little more time on focusing that one initial brand. And I'd probably still be selling it today. It was a real world lesson. I'm glad I experienced it and learned from it. But for me, it's all about focus. Focus on one product, really try to maximize the sales on that product. And then once you've got that, then like Dan said, focus on getting other products launched fast. That is an easy way, or the best way to get going.
Yeah,
I got one here, I'll ask here, from Hamza, asking, how do you make a profit when you're giving cash back? And yet, Dan, I'll actually ask that of you, since you talked about that earlier.
Yeah, sure. So in terms of making a profit when you're reinvesting back into inventory, is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, the reason we teach the return on investment, or ROI, and I think Mike had it there at 75%, I think it was. The reason we do that is we're looking for cash on cash return. So for every $1 for every one product, but let's talk about products. For every one product I sell, how many other products can I buy with the profit? So 100% would be, I could buy the one I sold plus one more. 75% could be, I can buy the one I sold plus 75% of one more, so 0.75 of one more. Now, depending on how much cash you want to take from the business, determines how quickly you can then reinvest and expand on those sales. So advice is, don't take cash from the business as long as you possibly can, because that's going to be the fastest and best way to grow. When you get to a point where you're like, right, I want to go full time at this, I want to take cash from the business, you then want to take kind of maybe a 50-50 or a 30-70 and find that sweet spot in the balance so you can live freely and do what you want to do, but then have enough cash left in the business to reinvest back into profits. Now, after your sort of second or third inventory order, that compound effect of that return on investment is going to start to build, and you're going to start to build a nice cash buffer and start to build cash and profit within the business. It's not always just about the profit either. When working with suppliers, you have something called payment terms, and the better the payment terms we can get, the easier it is on cash flow, the more profit that can be created as well. So how you make profit is through compounding sales. The profit margin and the return on investment really determines that, and then how much you take out the business determines how quickly you can grow the business by compounding that profit back in to the business. So that the profits are in the products, but the first couple of orders are all about kind of getting going. And then once you're into second or third inventory order, that's when the profit comes.
Awesome. And then Hamza also want to know, and I can take this one, about how you still do that when you're giving away rebates as well. And the way to think of the rebates, Hamza, is that this is a launch marketing cost. Like just like you spend money on advertising, we're going to be reimbursing people through rebates as well. It's just a marketing cost. And so if you order 1,000 units, you're not going to be paying people to buy 1,000 units. It's going to be a much, much smaller number of those. And in addition, so let's say that it's 50 or 100 units you offer rebates back, you still get some of that money back as well. Every time that you sell a product on Amazon and give a customer a rebate, Amazon pays you back for that product as well. It usually comes back about 60%. What you're going to get from Amazon, because they're going to take anywhere between 35 and 40% in their fees. So you get some of the money back as well. So rebates, it's a marketing lever that we pull that is just like advertising, no different than that. And it's going to allow you to get rankings up there for your products so that you then get sales that you don't pay for. So it's just something, a short-term thing, probably the first 10 to 30 days when you do that. It's not every sale you make, it's a limited number focusing on certain keywords. And that's how you do that.
Question here from VM actually. How do you find the buyers once you've grown the business if you want to sell it? We can connect you and the are everywhere. But yeah, no, we can go ahead and connect you with people looking to buy these brands as part of the resource vault.
I think the question now is how do you fend off all their emails and postcards? Because I find it right here. Every day, sellers on Amazon are getting emails and letters in the mail from Thrasio, Heyday, Razor Group, Elevate. Yeah, all of them. They are looking for you right now. You will not have a problem. Dan is 100% right. Here's one I'll take. The question is, how do you know what the shipping costs are going to be to put into the profit calculator? There's lots of ways that you can get the shipping costs. Inside of ASM, we'll introduce you to an online tool called Freightos. Think of the word freight. os.com. You can check it out after this right now if you want to. It's a way to go out there and get real shipping quotes from freight forwarders. That's how we use it during the training to get an idea of what the shipping is going to cost. And then in the training, when it comes time to actually book the shipping, Dan is going to show you how to get what's called DDP shipping that might even be more affordable. So really the Freightos cost that we give you is a good estimator. That's going to be the high end of the shipping. But it's going to tell you what the worst case scenario is for shipping so that you can put that into your profit calculator and know that you can still make a profit. You'll get access to all that inside of the training.
So Kelly's asking, does your program offer training on how to apply to open your company on Amazon? I heard it takes a few months. Yes, absolutely. One thing that we actually specialize in, because we've been doing it so long, Rich and his team, is opening Amazon accounts from any country. We've been there, we've done it, we've seen all the challenges, and we have solutions and fixes for any challenge that you may come up against. It's really not a scary process, and Amazon have actually made it a lot easier recently than it used to be. But yeah, there's full step-by-step training on how to do that, and the mentors and Rich's team in the background will be there in the community to support you should you come up against any challenges there. But they're few and far between nowadays, and it's a lot easier than it used to be to go through that process. And as part of Mike's training actually inside of Amazing Selling Machine, Mike walks you through step-by-step on exactly how to get your account set up.
Absolutely. Fueled by Plants, love that name, asks, is it possible to have a successful Amazon business without sourcing from China? I would really prefer to source from the US, Canada, Mexico to keep it closer to home. The answer is yes, it absolutely is possible. It comes with a certain level of challenges. When you look at Amazon right now, I don't know what the number is. I'll say it's 70% of the products are manufactured in China. And so that's where the biggest potential is. But if you really want to focus on other markets, You could focus on supplements, skincare products, cleaning products that are all manufactured in the US. We don't always recommend that because, especially supplements, I wouldn't do that because that's really competitive. Beauty creams can be really competitive, but there are some products in there that aren't quite as competitive you could get going with. So it absolutely is possible. There are also some other markets that Dan's team knows. I believe the Indian market, sometimes Pakistan. Those markets, there are product opportunities to be manufactured over there as well. So the answer is yes. However, I would recommend this. Don't close off the idea 100% of sourcing from China, because you're just really knocking out like 70% of the possible products. Instead, focus on finding products that you really feel resonate with you inside the training. And then when you have a list of them, then go through and prioritize which ones can be sourced from China, what's sourced in the US, and then look at it that way. I just don't want to see you limiting your potential products you can launch.
And then I think this is the final question. I understand Amazon USA is the best market, but I'd really like a simple overview if I'd like to do it in my country. The process, and that was Lomba asking, the process is exactly the same. If anything, the other marketplaces are easier. So the strategies and the tactics and the process that we teach have greater impact in those other places. The only thing you just need to check is the sales potential of those products. So using Zoof, you can go onto amazon.co.uk or Amazon.ie over here in the Middle East, and just make sure, and there's other tools that do this as well, and just make sure that those marketplaces have demand. But we really do recommend starting on .com, as that's where the most opportunity is, that's where the most demand is, and where the most demand is, it's easiest to make sales. Is there anything you kind of add to that to wrap up there, Mike?
No, I think you clarified it all there, right there. And yeah, perfect answer, Dan. We did get another question though, if you don't mind. I know you got to go to bed. This will be the last one for real. This came in. Ark asked, what is, no, I'm sorry, Anna asked and said, I just joined today. Welcome, Anna. That's awesome. What do you think is the most important thing to focus on other than picking the right product and looking at ROI and profit margins? I had 30 products that I potentially found that met the criteria, but I don't know how I can sort it out, the best product to start. So Anna, you're in luck. If you joined today, you probably haven't seen all the different lessons inside of module 1. And then even later on in module 3, when Dan gets into really evaluating suppliers, there's more to look through than just that light popping up. That's great. Zoof is awesome. We helped, design that, all the team working with that as well, but there's a lot more to it. You want to also make sure that the samples are good. You want to make sure you can get the right supplier, make sure you get the right MOQ. The right product is the right thing to focus on. To be honest, that's the one thing you need to focus on right now, is finding the right product and making sure you go through all the training using Product Analyzer. Dan's team does an amazing job of creating this tool inside of ASM that allows you to compare the products and gives you different ways of comparing them among one another. And if you don't really know which one you want to use, they have a column. What's it called? Smart Rank? Dan, is that right?
Smart Rank, yeah, it just tells you this one's the best one.
Yeah. So yeah, put all 30 in there, sort on the Smart Rank, and it'll show the ones that we feel the best opportunity will rise to the top. All right, so that's all time we have right now. I want to thank everyone for joining us here. Dan, thank you so much for staying up so late, or actually staying up so early.
Always happy.
Remember, asmnow.com/join if you want to take advantage and get the EPP, the Expert Product Package, and the $500 cashback on your inventory reimbursement. It's only good right now. We'll probably leave it open maybe for another 30 minutes or so after we close down here. But if you're watching the replay, you will not have access to that. So what I'm gonna do, turn it over to Dan. You spent so much time with everyone going to the training, and let you say goodbye to everyone.
Thank you, Mike, for all of your input and taking everyone through that product selection training. And thank you to everyone that showed up live as well. Like Mike, it always astonishes me that the years that we've been doing this, how seriously people take their own success and showing up live to kind of discover new avenues and discover new opportunities. And for those that take action and then go on to actually achieve that success and hold themselves accountable, I just love seeing that kind of full journey. So welcome to everyone I can see that's just joined Amazing Selling Machine. I can't wait to see you in the community. And a big thank you to Rich, Sonia, Tina in the background, taking care of the questions box. You'll get very familiar with these guys over in the community because they're there supporting you day in, day out. But that's it from us. If you want more content from Amazing Selling Machine, check out the YouTube channel, check out the branded podcast, and look forward to more trainings coming from us here soon. But you guys have a great day, and we'll see you very soon.